welcome back to another episode of The Daniel Taylor Show. We are here today with, well, first of all, we're here with my bestie on this whole planet, Mr. Nate Paling.
Hello, everyone.
What do you got there?
Oh, that is a sign you gave me.
I want to keep the bit, but that's really good.
What?
How are you just going to fresh in? What are we? We're 50 seconds in. You hit me with a good accent.
Yeah. Well, I'm fresh off the boat. That's what they say.
You're Flavor Flav. What's a?
I thought it was about. I can keep going back and forth between.
It was really good. It was a good effort.
Outlier.
This is how Outlier. That's really, dude.
Another one.
We should just make a track. How come every time we go horns, clap, another one, and Nate follows?
Yep.
That's just we need to make it one. Save 3 buttons. Oh God! You can tell me and Nate haven't caught up in like 5 days. This is bad. Today, I am joined by a fellow PTA, a fellow Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and a fellow. What are those eyes about?
Fellow.
Not to me, but somebody. You can't be the only person on the planet that's a PTA.
I'm a PTA.
Are you a
No, you're not.
black belt?
You're not practicing?
Neither is he.
Don't set her up to shit on our guest before he's introduced.
Well, I could if I wanted to.
Yeah, bro.
You know?
But also, and more importantly, we graduated with top honors at Life Coach School together.
Oh, yes.
Another one.
And that was another lie. I give it my own. Today, we are joined by the handsome, the enlightened, the strongest, the most dangerous guy in the room. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Seth Harris, everybody. Give it to him. Give it to him.
Another one.
See, I didn't do it. I wanted to.
That was
I wanted
probably
to.
the
I
best one
know.
I've ever done.
It was really good. And I wish I shut the fuck up for it because it was really solid.
Yeah, I wish that a lot too.
And we're back to it. It's like we never left. Today, Seth, what was on your green room rider? What are we drinking, dude?
A little Crown and Ginger.
Crown and Ginger. Let's give a little cheers. We're back in the saddle again, baby. I'm getting lead poisoning, and you guys are getting handsomer by the sip.
Oh my God.
You like that? Right off the cuff.
I love it. I think Seth's the most dangerous in a way.
Okay.
I've never felt more in danger in a room, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
It's weird because you give me the opposite vibes. Collected, calm.
It's really
Pull
because
that right up to you.
it's-
Sorry. These things cut you off if it's not.
It's really because I've spent a lot of time with my pre-fight indicators, making sure.
Oh, I fell in love. Sorry, Kels.
So like I don't even need to act up. I just kind of look around and I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
Nate's not doing his, you're not doing yours. We're safe.
I'm so happy right now that I'm distracted by how happy I am.
That was good. I think we got Kelsey Taylor.
Wow.
We got Seth Harris.
I'll wait because that's really good.
Wow.
I don't know what you'd be.
Denial, Taylor.
Denial Taylor.
Yeah, fuck you,
Wow,
dude.
that's true. That's the same letters. Damn.
What's mine?
Damn. Denial.
We got not Paling over here. Today.
Palliative care.
Oh, here we go. Seth, are you instantly regretting coming?
No way, man. I'm ready.
Oh,
Let's
I'm
get into
excited. All right, I want to go back. I realize I've been watching some of the show.
Yep.
It's getting more refined. But I thought I liked the episodes where Nate and I were insane, which they're fun.
Yeah.
But keeping it at an hour, we don't get to like dive in enough to you. So I want to go back. I'm going to try to be chill, okay?
Okay.
What is Seth's story? You're from Maine.
Yeah, from New Sharon.
Me too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cape Cod Hill Road.
Yeah, baby. We love New Sharon. Okay, born and raised. Went to Mount Blue.
Yep.
Graduated, went to PTA school.
So from there, I went to Bay State College, which is like a little private school in Boston
Okay.
for a degree that was a waste of time. Entertainment management.
Ooh,
You know,
I like that.
so I could be somebody's agent or like a fancy bartender, I guess. I don't know.
You kind of just became both our best friends. What happened? What?
We found our third. It's-
Here we go.
Yeah.
Cut that pie, baby. What pie,
Sorry,
Nate?
Kels. What?
Immediately, fuck you. And we're back. Zero effort on that one. So yeah,
Yeah.
hard to use major.
Yeah, especially when you want to live in Maine.
And what were you going to do? Like, what was your ideal setup as an agent manager?
Well, so me being what I think I was like 19 or 20 when I got the degree, I wanted to really run a bar nightclub.
Oh, and deal with booking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But then, as I got a little bit older, I realized that you don't want to be out till 2:00 in the morning dealing with drunk people every night and all that stuff, so
I had the other end, and I can tell you it is taxing.
that didn't go very far.
So you went from nightclub to fight club.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
You better have planned some of these.
I did not plan that one.
Don't dance about
I
it.
have to move.
I'm bobbing and weaving these
What's
jokes,
your buddy's
baby.
name?
Who? Oh. Don't don't do a big movement like that. Again, 6 minutes. 6 minutes in.
All right,
Hurt
thanks.
yourself.
It's been fun. See,
It's like that's all they can afford. Yeah, that's funny, but it is. That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I did the other end, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah, and it actually kind of changed for me. Like my idea changed. I did in that school for that degree, I did an internship at Disney, and I worked at the ESPN club. And from there, I got to do the whole I got to sort of see behind the scenes of what it is like to close a bar down every single night,
Sure.
and all that stuff. And
Wait, in Disney?
mhm,
That's cool.
yeah, I worked at the ESPN club.
Oh, I was gonna say a bar in Disney. What the hell are they doing?
Yeah.
There's only like a couple, right?
Yes, yeah, and in fact, the ESPN club's not even there anymore. They moved it somewhere else.
Oh,
It's
of
not even,
course.
is it like ESPN, like sports network?
Yeah,
You thought it was a psychic bar?
Yeah. I've never been to Disney, so, but it seems like that would be more.
It wasn't even a good
A
joke.
psychic bar sounds really cool.
Yeah.
It seems
I like
more
that.
Disney than fucking ESPN.
You know what?
Honestly,
Joke's on me because you're 100% correct.
yeah, true.
Yeah, I would expect ESPN out of Busch
Hogwarts
Gardens.
and the
Yeah, true.
ESP club. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you quickly learn
yeah,
that it still wasn't for you. You
Yeah.
liked the bar, but you're like, nah.
yeah. I like drinking in the bar. I didn't like
Yeah.
dealing with people that were drinking in the bar. That's a whole other thing.
I tried that with music. I'm like, you know what? Not drinking anymore on stage. Like I'd fake it because
Yeah.
I would be friends with the different bartenders or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, because you got to, it's kind of the thing.
Play the
You're playing
game.
a part. Yeah. But it's like, it makes it so much more intolerable because you're like, what the fuck? Am I like this to people that are sober?
Right. Yeah.
Um,
100%.
And I'm on a mic. Imagine that.
Right.
And it's like, I'm not even confident he's sober right now. You might still not be sober.
There's no might about it, sir. We're showing up.
Oh, I love it. I love
do
it.
have to say, I'm a little disappointed that Nate did not wear any sort of an outfit for me.
Oh,
There's no
It's Mike Tyson.
true,
He's a
but
fighter.
you don't have like a.
Oh, that's actually, you know what? That's like a big
yeah.
compliment.
Well,
okay. Okay. All right.
I almost wore the gi, but it was not your brand. So
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you pull him away? Do you have your own geese?
No, I don't. Have
Oh,
one geese,
oh,
no.
I was about to give a big horns. That'd be cool. See, you got it.
another one.
Yeah, there we go.
Another one.
I'm just gonna pitch it up. Another one. So okay, you end up realizing this isn't for me. How old are you at this point?
Probably 20, probably 22 maybe.
Okay, and you stay in Florida to
No,
figure.
so I moved back to graduate
Okay,
and then actually worked at ICT.
What
Oh,
school?
wow.
What school
Wow.
was it?
Marketing. What's that?
What school was it?
Bay State College
Where's that? Mass?
in Boston.
Yeah.
That was probably like the coolest experience was about the whole thing was just that it was like right in downtown Boston.
super
you
cool.
know? So that was awesome. I like that city.
Especially in the what? That would have been early 2000s.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. And,
Sorry.
and it was actually the same. Like I'm not a big sports person, but it was the same year that the Red Sox won.
Oh, okay.
And then also like the Patriots won too when I was down there. So, got to be part of the riots a little bit.
I love it. You're like, well, they didn't. So okay, you moved back to Maine, tail between the legs.
Yep. I was like, all right. And then I did like Florida though. Like I wanted to get out of, small town. Maine,
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go to Boston. I wanted to get away from the winters a little bit.
Yeah, you're like, no New England for me.
Yeah. So I went down to Florida for, I think it was about 2 years. And then came back. Like I like Maine.
Yeah.
Like
It
there's-
spoils you.
Yeah,
It's
it really
tough.
does. Like, especially like as you start to get a little bit older, you're like, I was actually kind of lucky to be born where I was.
I feel that now more than ever. I think you're right. As you get like out of those 20s and you're like, everyone's forced to like confront their dispositions.
Yeah. 100%.
You know, the miserable late 20s.
Yeah.
I remember a producer friend of mine because I lived in Boca for a while. Right?
Yep.
Did you just say confront your dispositions?
Yeah.
Fuck does that mean? Did you all catch that? Do you know what that means?
This guy.
Fucking, he must not be
let's tone
he's
it
not
down.
a fellow
Let's
life
tone
coach,
it
is he?
down a little bit.
He's like,
Let's keep the
we
words.
said we're not going to get this political. What the fuck? But I remember a producer friend of mine in Miami. He was, you know, I told him I'm this big sob story, right? I'm waiting for his like thing, and I'm like, yeah, and everything went bad, so I had to go home to lick my wounds in Maine. He's like, go fuck yourself. He's like, oh, lick your wounds in Maine, a beautiful state. You fucking. Yeah. But anyway, so, okay, you move back. How long is it before you're like, you know what? I'm going to get a new degree. I've got a new thing. And what drew you to PTA school?
So I worked that like entertainment degree as a management degree.
Oh,
for,
right.
I don't even know, many years.
Okay.
And then I was working for a web development company, and I was like the account manager. So I would like talk between the nerds and the people that want their website. You know, I was like
I like it.
the liaison,
The nerd liaison.
Yeah, because I'm a little bit of a hybrid myself, so I could talk both languages. You know, and but they ended up having to lay a bunch of people off.
And
then,
you were unfortunately one of the
yeah. And then at that time, it was like, okay, well, this degree was like barely getting me by up here. I need something different.
Yeah, it's a tough one up here.
Yeah. So then I just started looking around, and I was like, well, what would I like to do? It's like, all right, I like exercise and I like fitness. And
Had you always been into it?
Yeah, pretty much. And so I wanted something that was a little future proof. So I thought medical field.
Smart.
You know, everybody's getting older.
Yep.
Especially the boomers. You know what I mean?
They'll love that one.
Yeah. So then.
Don't worry, they're not watching.
Yeah, right.
We got a couple that watch.
Yeah, actually, you know what's funny is they're watching.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we love you. You made us.
I know you made it sound like they're aging more rapidly.
Yeah,
everybody's getting older, especially the boomers.
I feel like they're healthier than us. We were fed all the toxic shit. Those guys are like, I'm on a golf course. I'm 70. Right? I'm killing.
You're like, there's something wrong with this friggin' Sunny D orange juice.
Yeah, it does taste weird.
My Aunt Bonnie thought Sunny D orange juice was orange juice. Served it with every breakfast. I love that. Woo.
Yep.
Romaine, baby. Here we go.
So then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go back and go back to school, and that was a grind. But you know, I did it and just totally switched careers.
And you worked.
And that's you, and you got your PTASD, right?
My what?
PTASD.
Sure.
Your physical training assistant school degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm wrong.
Another one.
Maybe less of one. Maybe less. One less.
Half of one.
One less. Totally off topic. I'm like in bed this morning having a existential crisis per normal, and I'm watching DJ Khaled putt a golf ball and make the hole.
A hole in one.
And he just looks at the camera and he waits and he goes, Gatorade. I mean, this motherfucker will say anything. It does like what?
And everybody's like,
Gatorade. He's my favorite.
Shit.
Yeah, it's the new shit. That's so good. Nate, give me an "It's the new shit" in DJ Khaled voice.
It's the new shit.
Oh, it's so good. I'm so ready.
More like Dijon salad, but
ooh.
Oh, we got another one.
Yeah, you got your wish finally. Like, thank God, 16 episodes later. So okay, you both. Yeah, I find that. It was kind of odd because wasn't that a typical situation, like that people coming to PT? Like, weren't you in school with a lot of people kind of your age at the time?
You should finish the sentence, then elaborate.
Maybe if you shut the
you were in a full class of students, right?
So I know where you're going with this, Daniel.
A lot of people come to it later.
A lot of people come to it later. Like a lot of people already have degrees. Like I already had a degree. The majority of the people there were older and had an associate's already or a bachelor's. I don't know why it seems to attract people when they're older.
Yeah. And massage school too.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think you want to do something. Like you're sick of just not producing something, but like
Right,
that
right.
kind of thing. You can like change things for people, help people. You see people in,
Right. And you three, all three did this. So tell me if this comes off as rude, but does it seem like nobody, is it something you just wouldn't think of? Not really an ideal job fresh out of like, you know, how all of us when we're 18, we're like, I can fucking do anything. I'm going to be Prince's manager. You know, I'm going to travel the world and be a gonzo reporter. This fucking guy, Fear and Loathing in fucking Wilton. Oh, yeah. That's right. You're looking for the cracks. They don't exist today, dude. It's hard to do a big motion like that, dude.
That's not the crack I was thinking about.
Here we go. What did we were talking about crack last night. Why?
Why not?
Like crack cocaine.
More than trying to find it.
No, but why were we?
We don't want to talk. No.
You asked me if someone did crack, and I'm like, just casually. You don't just stumble into doing
I
crack
asked
cocaine.
about someone, and I
She's
was
trying
like,
to
but
protect you,
they
Daniel.
probably
Yeah.
had
Name
a.
them right now too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What's their address?
And then they bought some.
No, I just said that person said they smoked crack, and I'm like, that's not something you just do like one time. Let's try it out, and
I dabbled in it.
Yeah,
It's like
there
if
was
you're-
just crack cocaine
you're
available.
smoking
And
crack, like you got a problem,
figured
right?
it-
I don't know.
Kelsey's like, that's not something you do one time. You got to devote. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking commit. Dude.
Jesus.
They're like, I did it once.
So what attracts people to not? So is it one of those things though where they're just like, I don't want to be like out of school, or is that like a dick thing to say? I'm genuinely curious.
I think I could be wrong, but I feel like especially our age. So a PTA is an associate's degree, and I think a lot of us like it's like pushed. You need to go to like a 4-year college. You need to get your bachelor's. Keep going. So that's probably what all of us did. We went on and got our bachelor's,
Got it.
but I feel like community college is great.
Yeah, it needs a lot more
It really
praise.
is. It does.
Yeah.
It's really, you spend a lot less money. You come out and you are guaranteed a job with whatever you did. I mean, when I got out of Orno with my bachelor's, I didn't know what the hell to do. When I got out of PTA school, I had a job.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think,
Right.
yeah, there should be, we were just pushed like, oh, you have to go to a 4-year college and get your bachelor's.
So it's more
That's
so
my-
that they're a
that's my take.
direct line to, a job and a career.
Yeah. And I think too, for me, when I had to make that career decision, I was like, I don't know, 37, 36,
Right.
right around there. So if, fresh out of high school, I guess probably I would have gone to be a full-blown PT with the doctorate.
Right.
But I don't want to do that. I don't want to start that journey at 37.
Yeah. It's tough.
And then graduate, and then by the time I graduate, I still have like $150,000 in.
I was just going to say,
Like,
you
you
owe
know?
so much money. And you know what's funny is I didn't realize, like, I don't think the scale of pay, not to go down this rabbit hole, of a PT is justified. Like, that it's ridiculous. They should make way more money. They have a doctorate.
Yeah, facts.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I never knew, but it's like, God damn.
Yeah, there's a lot of times too where I feel like they just don't like get the same amount of respect from actual, like, I don't say actual doctors, but medical doctors.
Which is so funny.
It's like they're a doctor too.
But now with social media, everyone's favorite thing is chiropractors. Full
They're a doctor.
Hold on.
Too.
Full disclosure: I use them and benefit from them. I get the relief.
I mean, I watched a
Outside
couple
of the
YouTube
science.
videos. We can do it right now.
Oh God,
Get a towel and
Yeah.
dude. Every time I see Bo
What's it called?
Hightower,
Ring dinger.
the ring dinger, dude. I showed Kelsey. Okay, hold on. Have you seen the
Terrifying.
old dude, like the Palmer Chiropractic like spokesperson,
He's,
old
like,
guy
from Texas. Right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Bo Hightower, I think, studied like under him or something. The big famous guy that does everybody. He had a video and it's like buried. I had to search for like how long? Like 35 minutes.
Couldn't find it.
And it was him like injuring. Well,
allegedly.
yeah, allegedly, it looked like he hurt his wife, her shoulder. And it is, and I hate to be insensitive, but I laughed at it the whole time. Like 20-minute video. It's not funny, but it's so funny. But the point being, they get so much praise lately.
Oh yeah.
And it's like they're not PhDs.
Yeah.
Like they're,
It's weird.
yeah.
It's really weird. That's funny though. That was probably like quite the fight later on. The cameras are off.
On video,
She's like,
Bo,
"I
or what's his
swear to
name?
God, I
It's so
can't."
bad. He's like, well, it's a frozen, she's a baby. It's a frozen shoulder. Like you hear the noise. It's like, does she have a shoulder? Did you pull it fully out? Like,
I
good
feel
Lord.
like jujitsu is I mean,
Yeah. I am a
It's an-
chiropractor as well.
yeah.
I was going to say, do you have to do, yoga if you do jiu-jitsu. It's forced yoga.
Yeah, it is forced
It's
yoga.
forced yoga.
Non-consensual yoga. Hot yoga usually too.
Folding laundry with people still in it, right?
Nate, no. Is that yours?
No.
Oh, okay. Then you don't get. Yeah, you do. Because
I remembered it.
yeah. You know what?
Another one.
Oh my god.
happens.
Okay, so you do the PTA thing for a while.
Yep.
And then you're like, still not itching it. That isn't it.
Itching it.
Yeah. So
PTASD.
Not itching it, dude.
yeah. So
PTSD.
I enjoyed doing the PTA stuff. I enjoyed helping people, but there was definitely something. So one of my reasons too, besides just like the long time to be a PT, I was like, oh, I could do the same thing for 2 years, as a PTA and still like help people the same way.
Right.
So that was one of the reasons that I did it. But then the big thing is I wanted to help people. But then you realize majority of the people like literally don't want to be
100%. 100%. That's right there. That's why I stopped doing it too.
Yeah, like you have the same. What setting did you work in?
I did outpatient
I'm
for
not
like
here.
a year and a half,
Yeah.
and then I was in a nursing home for
Okay.
like 2 years.
Okay, so I was out. I did a clinical in the nursing home, but it was mostly outpatient for me.
Can you explain why
Spitting
Nate
truth, dude.
just
Spitting
like had a coming to Jesus moment?
I knew he was going to say it.
But wait, what? Because I didn't. Most people don't want to. 100%. I'm not
Yeah.
inside baseball with you
So
three.
you probably think he's your co-host, but he's actually my hype man. So I just look at him. and
He's your pocket posse?
He's like, yeah.
No.
Another one.
Another one.
Okay. So wait, what?
It's, man, like you have like somebody that comes in and for one thing, you see the same thing over and over again, right? So if somebody comes in for a total knee, as soon as they're good and healthy, boom, another person's coming in and they are at the beginning again. So like that whole like circle of
Right. Never
repetitiveness,
ending.
never ending. It's just like one. But there's a lot of people with low back pain and knee pain that would really just need an exercise program. And that,
No way. Strengthening your core?
yeah, it would like 100% really help them out. But I didn't realize how many people like I would have to convince, like they would come to us and then I would have to spend so much emotional energy trying to convince them to actually do.
The problem's you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Or like, here's your 5 exercises that is literally with rest time included, like 5 minutes out of your day.
Right.
And they come in and I'm like, how'd the exercises go? And they're like, I didn't get to them.
Yeah. I do them here. That's the fun
exactly, 100%. Yeah.
one. Me to Norda.
Yeah.
He's like, how'd those farm carries work? I'm like, I don't live on a farm and I couldn't find one. And I had good shoes on. I'm not. He
Walking
liked it.
through shit for that.
I ain't doing it.
Wait, so that's what you hated too?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like you're parenting more than.
My shoulder hurts.
Yeah.
And then you're like, do this. And they're like, no, you do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you have to either be a sociopath. You have to be like disconnected. Like, okay, I don't actually care if you get better. I'm just going to help you while you're here.
Yeah.
Which is tough.
And if you think about it too, like physical therapy is like one of the only like medical practices where you go and actually have to do something, not something is done to you.
Yeah.
Like you go to the chiropractor, you're like, oh, my back's hurt. And then they're like, oh, it's because of this. And they're like, pop, 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 you're good to go.
Right.
You go,
Right.
you have an infection, they give you pills,
Yep.
You go to the PT, say, my back hurts. And they're like, let's
Right.
go to the gym.
Yeah.
And they're like, what is this
Fuck
shit?
this. I'm going to schedule a massage.
And they'll look at you weird too. They're like, what?
Or you go to your primary care physician in Maine and they go see a specialist and you don't get in for 6 months. And by then you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I get it. That's how it works now. Okay. So that burns you out.
Yeah.
You're having a crisis like of purpose, you think?
Yeah, pretty much. Like one of the other reasons too, like I was at an age where I picked a career that I felt like I could do for a long time.
Right.
Like, cause being a PT is not like super physically demanding, like it can be, but you're not like a drywaller. You know what I
Right.
mean? So you can do it like, well, as close to retirement as possible. But I kind of started getting burnt out and honestly, COVID kind of really changed my view on it quite a bit because I was working at a clinic up north and they had to close down too. And I was
Okay.
like, wait a minute, I'm in a medical field and I
Right.
still am not like job secure.
Right.
So then I started leaning more into the jiu-jitsu side of things.
Which, not to interrupt, because I'm excited to get to the jiu-jitsu, but like that's crazy to think, and that's pretty telling that they looked at physical therapy as like elective.
Yep. Yep.
That's crazy.
It boiled down to that clinic was only able to see post-op patients, and it was only one PT was like allowed in the clinic.
Yeah, that's
So
insane.
they
And you guys don't get paid enough either, knowing from experience. Like, because a lot of the time, like, I love the PT I went to. He's great, and he actually gives a shit. And it's wild to meet people that do care.
Yeah.
And, but Kels would tell me about her day, and it's like the PT, I mean, yeah, they know their shit, and they're doing diagnosis and prognosis and stuff, but really it's you guys that are hand-on all the time.
Yeah.
Like, here's the treatment, get at it.
That's the one thing for me, like, especially having been in like the nursing home setting, it's like a grind in there. Like you have to meet a productivity. You're seeing like the most patients. I mean, your PT's working hard, of course, and I loved my PT in the nursing home. I mean, he's got eval after eval discharge, but like we're seeing so many people in a day. I mean, you could see like 15 people in a day, and you got to hit this productivity, and you're like moving these people who can barely move. You're like, I'm gonna get hurt doing this.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just you burn out fast, and I feel like that's probably with any healthcare job, really.
And I feel like the productivity in the nursing home is like the way that system is just asking for fraud.
100%. 100%.
How many nights did I rant to you about? Like, she would tell me some of the stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how is there no oversight?
Yeah.
How is no one catching that?
Yeah.
But, you file, oops, I forgot I was paid an extra $15 on the job, and IRS is like,
we're getting you.
30 grand, bitch.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
And I don't
What,
even know,
Nate?
do they still do rug levels?
Do they do what?
Rug levels.
No, that wasn't anything.
That was like
That wasn't anything I ever.
Like what you hit this many units and you get paid this much, but if you hit this many units, then
No, so my pay didn't change.
yeah. I
It
mean, I'm
wasn't-
sorry, the facility.
Oh, I don't know
Yeah.
about that. That's nothing they ever shared with us.
They're like, just get as many units as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we'll bill for it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My joke was Nate looked. He's like, I'm not upset. I just look at you. All of a sudden Nate comes alive. So wait, it's going back a bit. So you're a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Yep.
Which is no simple, easy feat.
Yep.
So you've been doing it for far longer than just realizing you don't want to be a PTA and you want to start school.
Yeah. I've been doing it for a little over 20 years now.
Oh, okay. So you're lifer.
Yeah. Lifer.
What belt are you? Do you even have one on?
I'm on a specialized curriculum. I've explained it.
Oh, I believe that's what you are always on.
That's what they call it. That's what they call it in high school.
Yeah.
I'm a white belt, but I have 3 stripes.
Wait, I thought you had done jiu-jitsu before.
As I said, I'm a white belt.
He's
But
on
if
that,
you
he's
stay
on
in
that
it for-
1-2 skip a few degree program.
Because I heard
Okay.
from some other white belts that if you stay in it for 40 years, they just give you,
A black
or you
belt.
can just like order on Amazon the coral belt, and no one will like challenge it, I guess, right? Because you're so old at that point.
Dead.
Well, yeah.
You're 80, so you're like,
You're like, let me in. They're like, Nate,
you're not
sit
very
this one
good.
out, Bubba.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you need to prove that. Get out on the mat, old man. See that coral
Nate's
belt.
doing jiu-jitsu to get out of his truck. He's so decrepit. It's like he's fighting gravity. Never mind people.
He's wrestling his seatbelt.
Yeah, exactly.
Get off of me.
Yeah.
So who owned the foundry way back?
Way back, it started with Noel Danforth and John LaMarche.
Okay,
back
why
in
do-
2001.
Where was Jared Lawton?
He's over towards the Augusta area,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
like Framingham.
Yeah,
Is that a
I-
place?
Okay, so I don't know anything. I thought he
Yes.
was in Farmington. Okay, so you bought it
Farmingdale?
from them. Might actually be.
Not Framingham's Mass, I think.
Oh
so.
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Farmingdale.
yeah. I think it's that.
So you buy it. You're like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. So this was way back in 2010. So they moved off basically.
Oh, so if you've owned it as long as I've even known about it.
Yeah,
So
it's a long time. Yeah. And so basically it was me and an ex-girlfriend at the time. Basically the owners were like, well, we're moving out of state. So good luck.
Right.
And we were like, well, we want to keep training. So we kind of just kept it open as a club for a long time, you know?
Like members only. No,
Nightclub.
Just, yeah, it was sort of like, it wasn't really run as
Night Fight Club.
oh,
Night fight. It is a night fight club.
That's really fun.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Except Nate talks about it all the time, so it's not.
Just keeps talking.
Yeah,
About it.
it's not Fight Club.
I don't talk about it. I don't talk about night club. I don't talk about
Never
night
do
fight
that.
club.
He's like, "What do you mean?"
No.
I don't know. But
Yeah, so we owned it together, kept it going, for like 10 years. And then when
You weren't together then when you owned it?
yeah, for
you-
like 8 of the years.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when we split, it was right about the time I was about to go to PTA school. So I was like,
great timing.
you just let me teach, you kind of keep the business or whatever, run the business side of things. And so then did that for a while. But then when COVID happened, it burned her out.
She's like, "I'm out."
Yeah. And so she was like, "Do you want it back?" And at that point, I was ready for it. I was like, "Hell yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Was
so
she calling it flujitsu then?
no, that's a missed opportunity. We should have marketed it that way.
There's so many. Yeah.
Kung Flu is still the fucking
Oh yeah.
Kung Flu, dude.
But he graduated from Farmington School, so you could have called it Mount Blue Jitsu.
I could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
little under.
I know, but
The
there's
first
a lot.
one was really good. Flu Jitsu is really good. Okay. So you have it just by yourself.
Yeah.
As of 2021.
Yeah. 2020, the end of 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had 15 students then, and we have 160 now.
Damn.
Did he really?
Holy hell.
With the kids program and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say we like a football team?
Yeah.
Do you?
Oh,
Did I say we?
I'm rewinding the tape.
What do you mean by we?
I think I said do you.
I love when every football fan I know goes, "We only needed one more fucking
Yep.
2-point conversion." Is that a thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to get on the green and
Whatever,
we're good to
dude.
go.
I don't care. And we're back. Yuga House. Nate, if you ever wanted to wear clothing from a company whose ideals align with your own personal
I
beliefs,
always wear clothes.
what are your personal beliefs? That's awesome. The guys at Huga House really believe in the concept of the Danes called Huga. Nate, what does Huga mean?
What is the Danes?
The Danish. What does it mean, Nate?
Dog, dude. The Danish
Yes.
from Denmark.
You're correct.
I am correct.
What does Huga mean, Nate?
Huga? Oh, yeah. Huga.
Well, it means a
does
warm
it
and
mean,
inviting
Daniel?
atmosphere
You're
and
Daniel.
cherishing
Daniel.
the life's little things. And the guys at Huga House believed in that so much, they built a clothing brand around it. What?
Pretty dope.
Shane Gillis wears these.
Shane Gillis?
Aaron
I
Rodgers.
do like him.
Dude, you're in good company. So,
Who
if
else
you,
wears them?
a lot of people, only the coolest of people.
Yep.
And if you want to support the show, you can do that. We don't bring you guys things. This is our first company we're bringing to the table.
We bring them.
Yeah, we bring them.
We bring you,
But we
Huga
bring
House.
stuff that we can stand
We bring you
behind.
Huga House.
We bring you Huga House. You can visit hugahouse.com or any of the links
What
in
is
the bios
address
below.
Of the house.
Yeah,
Where's the house? Is there a
hugahouse.com.
house?
There might be. And use the promo code the DT Show. That's THEDTSHOW to save yourself. Wait for it.
15%.
15%. You don't get deals like that right now, okay? And all the while, you're going to be supporting these two knuckleheads. Who doesn't want to do that? A lot of people have been asking, how can we support the show? Make a Patreon, make a paywall. We don't want to. Buy a hat. We know we're hat guys. We want you in our good
Court.
company, in our court, in our house, our Huga house.
Don't come to my house.
So go to hugahouse.com, use the promo code the DT Show, save yourself 15% off, and support these two. And we thank Huga House for supporting the podcast. Nate, you have
Thank you, Huga House.
anything you want to add that's slow and people can understand?
None of that was slow. That speed
Huga House.
is way too fast.
So so the most interesting part to me is, when did you decide I want to be a life coach? How do you do this? Where does this come from?
Sure. So when I was getting burnt out of PTA school, or PTA career,
SD.
I was doing clinic full time and then teaching jiu-jitsu in the evening.
Okay.
So I was like kind of burning the candles at both ends, basically.
Oh yeah.
But then COVID made me realize, like, there is a little bit more to this life than just grind. And honestly, like, the little bit of time off that everybody kind of had to take made me be like, you know what? Kind of like not working every day is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So my goal then was to transition to build the jiu-jitsu side of things up enough to make up for the money for quitting. Actually, I went from full-time to part-time, from part-time to just doing jiu-jitsu. And so that's been like super fulfilling, and I'm like would do it again in a heartbeat.
Best decision you've made.
Best decision. 100%. I feel like I'm like basically living for me now, you know? So then what I did was I have a lot of time now, you know?
Sure.
And so I wanted to spin up another business, but I didn't want to like sink a bunch of capital into it.
Smart.
But what I have is a lot of time.
Right.
And so I said, well, what can I do with a lot of time? I like helping people. I feel like I've lived like thousands of lives at this point. Like, it's just like I've been through so much shit. And I was
Sure.
like, you know, like I feel like people would, I would relate to people. And I do it a lot with my students anyways. I'm already talking to my students about like problems that they have in life and sort of like helping them through things and stuff.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what? Like I probably can help some folks just in a different way. And I have the time to do it now.
In fighting like that in any manner, whatever practice, there is that natural like hierarchy.
Yeah.
So you kind of are looking up to the guys that have accomplished more and like, you know, you seem grounded in your life, coach. Like,
Can I talk now for a second?
Yeah,
Second?
Definitely. And
I mean,
I can't wait till the next time he interrupts.
God damn, you
me.
need like a fast forward button.
I need a fucking mute button. What's up, Joe?
Joe Eagers. So you got out of PTA because you told people to do things and they didn't do them.
I was like, fucking do this. And they were like, no. I'm like, I'm out of here.
And now you're going,
Well, then I quit.
but now you're doing life coaching.
Yeah.
Do you foresee that you might be telling people to do things and they don't do them?
Yeah. It hasn't happened yet, but it's definitely probably going to happen at some time. And one of the things that I have people sign, one of the paperwork, like, so there's like confidentiality agreements, but then also there's a document that is pretty much saying like, you're going to try, you know?
I like that. That's cool.
You know,
right.
That way, like if they're not trying and hitting the goals and stuff that we set, then bye.
Reflection on them.
Yeah,
not you.
exactly.
Yeah,
100%.
smart.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure it will happen at some point where, you know.
So you're a life coach, which is, I don't know, does it rub people the wrong way?
Yeah, 100%.
To say that?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of
I mean,
remarketing like the whole industry?
What's that?
Like, have you ever thought of rebranding yourself?
We're big on rebranding.
Yeah, because it's stupid. Like the whole like that
Yeah.
Brooke thing was dumb. Like that's dumb. And like life coach rubs people the wrong way.
Yeah.
Could you be a pain coach? Because really, what you're dealing with is pain.
Right.
Trauma coaching,
and-
hit a little trigger word.
Let's don't do say that no good. but like, what have you run into with that? With
I think that, well, I don't even know. Like, I guess I don't really like consider myself a life coach for one thing, because yeah, it does have that.
what do you call yourself?
Well, but also like martial arts instructor also has like a weird connotation with it too. But I feel like what I do is not that. You know what I mean?
In what way?
It's
I'm
like
not
like martial arts.
Rex Kwando, like grab my wrist. No, the other
Oh.
wrist. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that-
like Steven Seagal being
Yeah,
like,
just-
I can take down your whole police force in
yes.
one go. Watch my
Yeah.
demonstration. Yeah.
Yeah. So I already feel like that label is on my other career, which I don't think fit that label either.
So you don't want people to be like, oh yeah, show me, fight me, show me something.
That's exhausting. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd almost be like if you're a comedian and
Yeah, that's
Make me
the
laugh.
same thing.
Tell me a
Tell
joke.
me a joke. Say something funny.
And everyone acts put off when they're like, play him a song. Why do I have to do it?
Do they say it? Do they say that to you, Seth?
what, show me something?
Yeah, or like,
tell
could
me
you
a joke.
beat me? Could you?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
But when are you in a position
Yeah,
to tell
when-
someone I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu?
It's mostly like when the conversation comes up, what do you do for work? Which is like how everybody starts every single conversation.
So you're going to have a new front. You're going to be like, I manage a hotel.
I
Yeah,
own a
100%.
I own a school.
Yeah, I own a school.
I'm a chemistry teacher and I own an RV and starting my side business.
Speaking of crack,
I teach people how to rugged cuddle.
Yeah, exactly.
That was mine.
that's nice.
I was trying.
So the life coach thing definitely is, I think people, for one thing, so I primarily help men. Right?
Sure.
you know, and I think the first thing most men do is say that they don't need help from anybody else.
Yeah, it's a common, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, if I approach somebody and I'm like, hey, I think I can help your business. They're like,
Fuck you.
What's
Right.
wrong with my business?
Right.
What am I doing wrong?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I got this. It's like, well, you do have it, but
I'm a woman. You said that, and I'm like, oh.
tell me more.
I was thinking about that last night because I try not to plan, but my mind loves to just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, like what do you see that people, and you just answered my question, why is there this like epidemic of people not being able to take responsibility for themselves, agency for themselves? And then what would you do if you were confronted with someone like me who
Wrist lock.
I can take responsibility for stuff and then sometimes just not change it? Like there's guys like me, I think, girls, guys, whatever, that are like, no, I know I have that issue. I'm struggling to find capacity to work it.
Yeah.
To fit. Like what do you
lacking
do
the follow
there?
through.
Because like I'm sure it's tough to find guys that like it's like PTA. They're like pounding something into their head and they're just not getting it.
Yeah.
Or they'll appease you, right? When
Yeah.
you're there.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy Seth, I want to be friends. And yeah, those are all good points. They go home and
No, fuck that shit.
right.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing, like, so the first thing that I do when I have a call with somebody is it's almost like a discovery call. I'm like, what do you want to work on?
Right.
You know, business, relationships, like what do you want to work on? And give me 3 things.
Right.
And so then they tell me the 3 things, and then we start figuring out which one is the most priority.
Sure.
And then we start basically, I guess I would almost be like an accountability coach more than a life coach. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not,
It has a better ring to it.
It does.
Exactly.
It actually really
Trademark.
does. Yeah. Accountability coach, dude. You should like definitely hone it. That's really
Yeah.
good.
Um,
That made me,
The accountant.
got me excited.
Seth Harris.
It's really good. He's not, come on. Was that an autism joke?
The accountant is a movie joke. Pop culture, man.
And what does Ben Affleck have
Affleck.
in The Accountant? There you go.
He's got autism?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Don't,
Isn't it autism awareness?
bro, don't
I'm
fuck with
aware.
daddy.
Is that autism 24 hours a day?
Wow, dude. That's bad. I'm not making a joke. And we're moving on. I wanted
and we're
to.
back.
Baby. And we're back.
But so like, you know what's funny is there's a fine line in my head between like, what is there to differentiate between like a psychologist would help you with mental, emotional problems or should be able to, a consultant in business, like in music, consultants for everything. That's where you pay the most money for guys that pretend they know
Right.
in a business that you can't know. Right.
Yeah.
So there's the business end helping you with your business. Is it like a marriage of those two things? I guess my experience with life coaching is like, I don't know any, and I see an uptick in like, you know how like we're becoming more tribal, but also we're losing community because of online. So is it one of those things where basically you're acting like their community? Like people would have that check and balance if they had a group.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's kind of what
I think that's more of it than anything else, because I think when you hear life coach, you instantly look at my life
right.
and just start being like, well, you know,
Your defenses go up.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
And it's like, well, I don't want you to have my life. I just want you to be happy with your life.
Key.
You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing.
Kelsey would like to take your life.
Hey.
Another one.
In the
Another
basement. Another one in the crawl space. But no, it does seem like that, right? It's like I've noticed this, like, you know, it's just they don't have a community.
Yeah. Well, and also like there's like the whole like male loneliness epidemic and all that stuff where like there's statistics like most men don't have a close friend that they would say is a close friend.
Right.
I mean, like you guys have each other, which is good, but you know.
And you now.
Yeah, that's
We
me.
have you.
Honey,
But
I just gave guys to the camera. I'm gonna mark that. Came off a little strong there.
Zoom in.
Yep. But no, it's
so then it's like in some way, it's like I'm almost like their older brother
right.
that's lived a lot more life than they have.
Sure.
So when they're like needing help, like trying to, you know, they're stuck in some other state and they're breaking up with their girlfriend and how do I I want to move to this state, and how do I do it? And it's like, well, I've been there. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
so this is what you do. And,
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and then I'll like follow up with them. I'll set the goals, but then I'll follow up with them. Like, hey, did you call? Did you put that job application in?
Right.
yet? How'd
You're
that go?
literally big brothering.
Yeah,
them.
pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's beneficial and I see that too. Like there is this, it's in the, you know, I always say that guy's too much, but it is part of that right now, the male loneliness thing.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to see it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like females used to be able to develop those cliques better.
Yeah.
Because they're just more open by nature, I guess.
Yep. 100%.
But I think seeing like everyone being in full exposure, like online, like, oh, it's catty. Like these aren't real friendships. Not always, but sometimes. And like, I'm seeing it everywhere.
So how hard is it to like have someone call you? You say, what do you want to work on? But I assume at this point you're already seeing like weaknesses and things that they should be working on. Are you steering that conversation at all, or are you letting them dictate what they think it is?
Yeah. So definitely at first they dictate. Because if I was like, no, bro, let me tell you what's really wrong.
Well,
I was going to say,
how aggressive do you want to be with it? So, yeah, you could be the most dangerous man in the room physically and also picking people apart, just like
he's the guy on
wardrobe shit.
the butcher.
He's on TikTok. He's like, put your phone down, go to sleep. Put it down right now. No, dude.
Blue light after 8 or whatever. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh,
this.
fuck.
Yeah,
You could just put people to sleep.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
At first, it's whatever they want to work on, but oftentimes what I find is they might give me 3 things that they want to work on, but then when we look a little deeper into it, it's like, oh, these are all connected, but they don't see it yet.
You get to the cause.
Goodwill
fix the
hunting.
symptoms. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, you
That's-
feel this way, but you want to work on these 3 things, but don't you think that one is also this one? And so I will help prioritize the list.
Yeah, sure.
So that we hit the thing that I think is making all of them, have the problem.
So do you think what makes you specialize in men? Or is that a thing? Am I mishearing you?
No.
It's a thing.
Yeah, I think if I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit here, I think that whenever anybody has a conversation about male problems,
Yeah.
they feel the need to have to like not clarify it, but be like, okay, I'm about to talk about some male problems here, but I just want you to know I also care about the female problems and in this problem and that group's problems and this group's problems. Okay, now
Sure.
let's talk about men.
Right.
So it's like we're like one of the only groups of people like where if we're not doing well in life and like in society's like something's wrong with you. You have to fix yourself.
Men.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Right.
But if there's a different demographic of people that are struggling or falling behind, usually, the government spends millions of dollars to try to find programs to help boost them up and all that stuff. But then when it comes to men, it's like, we had our time and, we had the golden good times. And
Right.
now I didn't, but like back in the 50s and stuff like that. Yeah, there was problems with masculinity and stuff like that.
Right.
But now I feel like I didn't really reap any benefit from that, but we're not really helped as much as other people.
I
Does that
think
make
I would
sense?
agree. Yeah.
You
I
know?
would agree.
Like
Well,
have
that's
you- have
going
you,
away.
like,
So
At the sake of Nate saying we know, I haven't either.
no, I said that's going away.
No, oh yeah, it is. It is. But no, I mean like between us, because it's hard with guests where we know everything, and a lot of people that watch are going to hear the same thing over and over. But I'm in the same boat. I mean, I was never, I was homeless multiple times. I mean, it's no one helps.
Right.
You're a fucking 17, 18-year-old man. Go fucking dig ditches.
Yeah.
You're capable.
Yeah.
But it's, we are often forgotten.
Yeah.
And it's, you're right. Obviously problems aren't gender specific. Everyone has problems, but I think also there's something to, you are a man.
But
and
yeah, it's
you
also it's
experience
okay
that.
to be in your a man who understands the I'm not going to pretend to understand other people's problems. So like I'm more versed in this demographic, which is fine to say. I don't think
Yeah, I don't think it's not fine to say.
Yeah.
It's weird that it is one of those things though. It's like even if you say it just to ask out of curiosity, we immediately are like,
yeah.
Yeah. we immediately want to be like, I just want to say, like, I care about everybody's problem.
Yeah, sure, right,
but,
right.
You know,
Yeah.
But it's good, and it's also like you know, like Nate said, you kind of have to teach what you know.
yeah. 100%.
Unfortunately, you've learned to navigate life. Not unfortunately, but you have as a man and has dealt. You know, you've dealt with those inherent issues and whatever happens societally. Right. But it is true. You see it like, you know, this is a whole other rabbit hole that doesn't matter. But like, do men apply for women and for children? What about single guys raising kids? Do they? I don't know. I'd hope the answer, an obvious answer, would be yes, but I don't fucking know. How do I know?
Right.
Yeah, I know. Like, I raised my little sibling. I never got a penny of help.
Right.
I didn't look for it because again, there's stigma. You know what's funny? It's like even 100%. I'm a pretty open book, and I remember telling Kelsey, I was like, I'm not getting aid. I just felt dirty. Yep. Like, you know, I'm capable of fucking, you know, but I think what's funny is I was raising someone's kid that I didn't have to, and I was entitled to help if it's there, but I never would have done it.
Yeah.
Because again, stigma. Yeah. You know, it's
100%.
like, yeah, it's tough. It's tough, guys. There is a lot expected of us, but I think I also kind of live in a bubble of like the creative world's a lot more, I think, open by nature. Yeah. It's a lot like your job is to be vulnerable with creativity. 100%. So it's like, it's not as stigmatized in my world. So I live in a bubble of that. So you guys probably see that way more than me.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be like, you know, more open to, if you're going to like do a song that's going to be emotional, like you have to be able to feel emotions.
80% of your co-writes are women.
Right.
You know, it's like, well, I better understand their disposition.
A lot of syllables in your speech pattern.
So have you life coached him yet?
Yeah, he has. And look at me now.
Look at him.
I'm gonna give myself an
He's
embolism.
got cool socks on.
Check me socks out.
Yeah.
That was actually really cool.
I like those.
Oh God.
No, I'm still a white belt.
With 3 stripes. Don't you fucking forget.
Not
it.
even with 3 stripes, I don't think yet. No, not with the life coaching. Just
We'll
Is
get
this,
there,
are we turning into
Grasshopper.
Scientology? You're like, spend X amount in a calendar year and you will get your
You
coral
get your
belt.
red
And you don't get to buy it
bracelet.
on AliExpress.
Once you hit level 7,
Yeah.
then I'll tell you all the answers.
Oh God. Yeah, it's just the.
That's what you got to gamify everything. It's great. You know what I like
Actually
about
smart.
your because you just doing it. Level 7, you these the levels. Yeah, it is. It's all a game.
Finish him.
Finish him. Your advice on because you have your own videos now.
Yeah.
Look very nice. Actually, you're kind of doing it right here with the brick and the blue light here.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Totally
copied you. Didn't even know it.
The advice is like more, dare I say, aggressive is the only word I can think of right now. But it's like a lot of people when they give advice, they're not like pushing you to do something. But it seems like you don't have the fear of like a lot of these people where they're like, well, you could do. You're just like, you know what? Fucking blow it up, dude.
Put your phone down. Yeah. Go to bed.
Which I like because it's like if you're on you want to change, it's so hard. You kind of need that black and white somebody to go, do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a confidence you must gain, not to cut you off, from your experience.
Yeah.
Where does it come from?
Like, where does my experience come from, or the confidence or the experience?
The confidence.
The confidence.
Fucking, I'm muting him.
Basically, I think it's just like there's been so many things where, like, I lived through that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, I did that, or I've done that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, growing up, there's in this area, you know the gray people,
The aliens.
Nope, not those.
They're just the grays.
Not the,
Literally what I thought. I was like,
they would wear the gray dresses and scream at people downtown, like you're going to hell and all that stuff.
Ed?
Well, he doesn't wear gray, but yeah.
So, but my grandfather started that.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So
Okay.
So
then,
feeling silly now, don't you, Dan?
so then
So you're like, now I'm doing it online.
so then my mom was raised in basically a cult. you know? And then I got to see basically religious fanaticism.
Right.
You know, so check that
Firsthand.
off. Check that off. You know, whatever. My parents divorced, so check that. You know, for whatever reason, just don't talk to my dad anymore. You know what I mean? So if like somebody's having issues with their family and their parents, like, all right, check that. You know, like on and on and on. Like it's like moved around the country. Yep, did that. You know? And so like all those things where I had to navigate it through myself
and by yourself.
By myself, exactly. Because like really, it's me, my mom, and my sister.
Right.
Because of the religion thing, just like absolutely, just like fuck,
ripped it apart. Yeah,
exactly. You know, so when you have to do so many things by yourself, you just kind of remember how you did it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't tell people like this is what you're supposed to do, but I'm just sort of like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, basically.
I would be scared. Enlighten me on this, because I feel like you would give me a straight answer as opposed to some other sources.
Nate.
No. Other life coaches.
I only give straight answers.
Well, there's a joke there, but I won't make it. It was implied. Because I don't feel like, anyway.
Get around to it. Yeah.
Let's say I wanted to be a life coach.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're getting me going. I swear. What would make me confident? Because I feel like the point I would struggle with is one, knowing, because I'd have to know that I had a good grasp on someone's life, that they were being candid and honest, because you can't fix a problem they're lying about.
Right.
And that's a huge thing. How do you expect people to be honest with you when the majority of people aren't honest with themselves ever? Yeah. So that, but then even if you thought you were getting, a correct breakdown, being confident to be like, this is what you should do. I don't know how I would get to that point.
Yeah.
How have you done it? How do you do it?
I think I look at it like a collaborative thing first.
Right.
So it's like not just me saying, this is what you need to do.
Right.
So I think right there, that kind of helps that problem.
Right.
Because I'm sort of helping them prioritize and point some things out, but it is all up to them. And I'm definitely not saying like, okay, step one, I want you to go empty your bank account and then
put it in mine.
That'll fix your problems. No, it's just sort of like, what do you want to do? Okay. And then we come up with a plan together,
Right.
It's not me being like, this is what you need to do. It's more like, okay, you want this as a goal. All right. Like, I mean, even like some people, like I've helped a client out before that just wanted to not be so much of a hermit and kind of come out of their shell a little bit and talk to people.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, we live in a small area. What type of people do you want to talk to?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you're looking for actual friends.
And a good area to do it in too.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, all right, well, how about you join the gym, and when you're at the gym, why don't you make, like one of the goals was I want you to talk to 5 random people a week.
Yeah.
And I want you to get their names.
Go out of your way.
Right. Exactly. And so that starts to build that ability.
Names and social security numbers.
Yes.
What's your
write
name?
them all down.
Nate, he's like,
Whips out
how
a
can I
book.
be happier and meet people? He's like, smile and ask for their names. She's like, what's your name?
I got one.
How do you spell it?
Yeah. And how do you spell it?
Yeah. So then it's just sort of like pushing them a little bit past.
So that your workaround is that it's like, I don't have your answers.
Yeah.
I'm going to work with you to come up with them.
Yeah.
But it only works if you work.
Yeah.
And you have to be honest with me for
Yeah.
me to,
Yeah.
That's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying like I'm some life expert.
Right.
It's just like, let's come up with a plan and I'll hold you accountable to it.
What do you do when because another thing I'd run into is like, if someone asks you something you don't have experience in.
Yeah. I'd just say, I don't know.
Yeah. Just straight up.
Yeah. Like I'm not going to lie to somebody and be like, well, let's make something up real quick. What you should do is it's just like, that's out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, but your approach works with things you don't know about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what do you need to do next? Because I know with me, you're like, what's the most important thing for this next step?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know what it was.
Right.
And I didn't either. I had to like kind of
True.
research it. But you were like, all right, flesh it out. And then,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's not like you have to know everything.
So you've done both, as long as you don't. I think I've said this, and you
Done
haven't
both
cared.
what?
gone to a therapist.
Gone both ways.
And
What are we talking about?
you're like, well, if you saw our text thread last
Is this
night,
an intervention?
you've been to a psychologist or a therapist and a life coach.
Yeah.
Do you care about diving into that at all? No. You don't have to. Actually, wait, we don't have to, but the question doesn't have to dive in.
What the fuck kind of interview is this?
What benefit have you seen benefits from a life coach that you didn't see in a therapist?
That's how I was going to answer it.
Oh, really?
So thanks for.
But you don't have to answer it if you don't want to.
But you know what? Never mind. Don't answer it.
But you did.
Yeah. So I got done with the therapist stuff.
Why?
Because it's not. There's no like plan. It's like I'm gonna sit here and listen to you because you don't have that in your life.
Right.
I'm gonna listen to you talk.
Right.
I'm not gonna offer advice. I'm just gonna ask you how that made you feel. Which, unfortunately, like as bad as like stereotypical. That's what it is.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
So you weren't offered advice.
No advice. One piece of advice that I thought was like over the bounds, and I was like, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that.
I want to know, but I can't because I don't want people to know your story.
Yeah. No, I don't either. And then
But what would
Have you thought of Have you
Yeah.
thought about that?
he told you to
you want to
jump
make
off something?
You should make a forget me not.
Jesus. He's like, you should make a living will.
Some
And then
people call
next,
it-
next.
Yeah. But then I'm more intrigued here because it's like, oh, here's this. I want to do this thing, right? Like
Right.
you want movement,
Right.
But with the therapy, there's no movement. It's just like I'm gonna wallow
Right.
in the mud like a pig, and then see you next week or whatever.
So it wasn't that it was bad advice. It was that
There's no
because you'd hope a therapist giving advice would be an unbiased third party. And if you feel weird about the advice,
Yeah, but there wasn't advice. There wasn't a plan. It wasn't like a game plan. It was
Right.
more of like the one piece of advice that he gave was terrible. But
right.
with Seth, it's like, all right, here's your plan.
Right.
Let's put it in motion.
Let's work together to get
so
to
there's
point B.
movement to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see the benefit. Yeah, the benefit there makes sense. And the bad, the shitty part about business sides of things, where you would be like a consultant.
Yeah.
If you were advising business, is like number one, it's not affordable.
Right.
Not in the demographic we live in.
Right.
Not even remotely.
100%.
And then the other part about therapy too is like I paid for the bulk of mine out of pocket because they're not going to cover that. Like
Right.
you go to a couple of sessions and be like, he's good. So
Yeah.
I agree in that sense. Where it's like, really?
Yeah.
I should have went to
have-
specialists. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
I have a question. Are therapists not supposed to give? Are they not supposed to give advice? Or are they?
No, they can.
I would
Okay,
have
okay.
liked some advice, but I want advice in organizing my thoughts or like how to approach something systematically, not
Right.
just a straight up like you should.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like
So yeah, you're just looking for more action, like
Yeah.
a
Mentorship.
game plan.
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
mentor.
Mentorship's a good.
So mentorship is it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And I think that's what I was getting at. I never said it outright was we're seeing an uptick in life coaching anecdotally. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
But it's also, I think that's it. I think it's because there is not a lot of mentorship.
Yeah. 100%.
Or like we can't be candid enough, even when we try with our friends, that it's like, I literally need somebody that I think nothing about. So like you guys are a good example. Not that you're not friendly or friends now, but it's like, he doesn't know you.
Right.
It's like the advice you're going to give him, you would hope wouldn't
Yeah.
be you posturing and trying to make him like you. It would
Right.
be, this is what I think will help
Yeah.
to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't, even with friends, that's tough. Even like we're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Based on, again, anecdotally,
Yeah.
the friends I've had and what I've seen.
Yeah.
But it's still tough. Like it's really good to have that, again, unbiased
Yeah.
third party,
And I actually have a video coming out. I think it's next week. It's already filmed or whatever. It's about junk friends.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times people, they confuse friends and drinking buddies, especially at a younger age.
Well, even now,
You know what I mean? And so it's like, there's nothing wrong with drinking or whatever, but I think a lot of times people don't realize that it's just like eating Chinese food. Like 30 minutes later, you're hungry again.
right.
So when you hang out with those junk friends, you don't really talk about anything that's below surface level. And then you go home and you feel like you didn't hang out with anybody. You still have all these things that
Yep.
you want to tell somebody.
You want connection, interaction.
Yeah,
And
100%.
worse, you might even be drained most of the time.
Yeah,
So now you're at more of a deficit than you began.
Right, 100%. And the other thing, like, because I did therapy for a little while too. I've never had a life coach before, so I can't compare the two. But with my therapy experience, they basically kind of just treated me like I was a broken female. Like they were approaching it like, talk your feelings out, whatever. And it's like, well, that is good, but I do think like men need more like actual solutions and things to move towards. And that was just a different.
Right.
The therapy doesn't do that.
Right.
And so after a while, you're like, all right, well, I've talked about it enough. Now
we need action.
I want to do something.
Sure.
You know.
So you're not a
That's how
life
I felt.
coach now. You're a mentor.
Oh man.
Another one.
Oh.
I got little X-Files in there.
Yeah.
It was, you're a mystery. Yeah, no,
feel
I
like
see
you've
that.
gotten so many names like accountability coach.
I know,
mentor.
jeez.
I'm gonna have to watch it back.
Man.
Are we life coaching you?
Mr. Pain. Another one.
Mr. What?
Pain.
Oh, it's too much. No, I love it. It's really insightful because I think you're right. Like I try not to judge by the cover,
Yeah.
you know, whatever that is, whatever
Yeah.
that saying was.
Mhm.
But it's tough. Like even in and again, anecdotes are tough.
Yeah.
That wasn't an anecdote joke. It's a I can't say it joke
Because it's too many syllables.
for you.
Yeah.
You're like, hey. But you know, you get a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
And you write things off wholesale, and that's not fair.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. So I think that's tough, and I'm sure that's trying. I just thought of something when you asked something about him.
Think of it again. Old Dory over here. Dory Daniel.
Hate him.
He's like a name generator today.
Fuck, it was good, and it was about that, and it was a common critique I'd imagine you would get, and you've had really good answers
The life
based
expert
on
thing?
those.
Like
No, I don't even know.
so do you have to go to did you just go wake up and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck this, I'm a life coach today?
Yeah. Like basically I just was like, I think I checked like in the state of Maine, you don't need anything. And so I was like, all right, cool. That's good for me. Cause I don't know if I would have wanted to
Pursue like academics.
go
yeah.
back to school
Go
for
through
it.
the
You know, I mean, if that was the case, I probably just would have just started doing it for free, you know?
Right.
Like, because that's the other thing. Like I always feel like I've always felt like I had something to say and just like nowhere to say it. And so even if I make these YouTube videos and like no one watches them, I still get something out of it. I don't know why, but I do. The creative process and just sort of like sending it out.
The teacher teaches themselves too.
Yeah, 100%. You know, so, you know, hopefully one day a lot of people watch them, but at the same time, like it's pretty cool just to see like one comment on your video that was helpful to somebody. You're like, sweet, I would have made this anyways, even if nobody's watching it.
Right back to music for me. It's like half the time the audience does not care.
Yeah.
Depending on the venue.
Right.
But then one person comes up and is like, hey, that was my dad and my song. He's been gone for 4 years
Right.
and that made me feel really good. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One person. It's fine. But also, like we said before we started, like there's something too, and I kind of live in that world, so it's easy for me to say, but like you spend that time, number one, you're saying something you're passionate about and you believe in.
Yeah.
But then two, you're putting work into that thought
Yeah.
and putting it out there. It doesn't matter who sees it. You can like hold that outside yourself and it's like proof in the pudding. Like this is what I made.
Yep.
And it meant something and it
Yep.
does mean something. There's something to that too.
And I actually put out a video about like meaning in life, like how to find meaning in life. And one of the things was to build something or to create something yourself.
Sure.
Because I use an old car analogy. I was like, you know, imagine like every Tuesday night you go out and you work on this, restoring this truck. Well, at the end of it, you're going to be able to look at this thing that represents years of Tuesday nights.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
Yeah.
and so it's kind of the same thing. Like I'm learning how to edit a video and all this stuff, which is fun for me because I can kind of nerd out to it too.
Yo, yeah.
But at the same time, it gives my life a little bit more meaning because I am dedicating time to doing this thing.
Right. Create. And I think I've said this to him a lot because he's creative.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll end it there. You're creative. And I find that,
Period.
yeah, I didn't want to take any liberty on that story. But the thing is like, we live in an area where most of the time we're kind of in a box of reactivity,
Yeah.
not creativity.
Yeah.
And they do indoctrinate you accidentally into that. You will indoctrinate yourself
Yeah.
into a reactionary
syllables
role
over here.
instead of creation.
Okay, side
Nate's at the
note,
wrong show.
Why does Nate remind me of Severance? For anyone that's watched Severance, with the
I'm gonna let her
Manager-
finish.
The manager that's mad about Milchick using big words.
Oh,
Literally.
he does.
You don't watch
What was it, Hill?
I get so mad at him. It's in his review.
Masticate, defecate, Mister. What is it?
I don't remember.
He's like, what? He's like, eat shit. Like, fucking, you would love. You haven't watched it yet. So good. He's like, I'm watching G.I. Joe. I want to react.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles, so good. Are you still playing with your Ninja Turtle skin?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't
I
only.
still have my Ninja Turtles from 1984.
Those might be worth a lot of money.
They're not now.
You're like, Raphael's not looking like Raphael anymore.
Did you ever have the thing that you would load the pizza disc?
The pizza
And it-
shooter? Pizza thrower? Hell yeah, dude.
I actually think I had that, and I'm
That
younger.
thing had some power.
They made some toys back then that you're like,
Like that'd be one of them where you're like,
You're like, a little oversight's probably not a bad idea.
Uncle Lucius's electric chair for $5 and up.
What was the electric chair joke I didn't get this morning? I'm going to drink McDonald's Sprite every day so that I'm immune to the electric chair. Does anyone know what that means?
no.
Yeah.
Who made the joke?
It was just on Instagram. I think Hayden sent it to me. I'm like, I don't get it. Yeah,
Maybe it's toxic. I don't know.
whatever. Here we are. Does it make you, is there something in it?
Probably.
No, I think that's like that would be the only questions I had. Again, like not having exposure is very weird.
Yeah.
It's cool to be like not confronted by ideas, but like have them.
Yeah.
I never thought about a life coach outside of
Yep.
a common anecdote.
Yep. Yeah. It's I think hopefully once I get better at navigating around like that initial wall that comes up with people, like I think I can help a lot of people, but there's always resistance at first.
Here's where I want you to be, Seth. I want you to be out in public with the camera.
He'll bill you for this later.
And right, so you get to the video.
Yeah.
Is you picking somebody, like getting them right there in public in Hannaford? You're like, you know what you need?
Less sodium.
Yeah.
Put that back.
You know
More
what?
Sprite from
That needs more
McDonald's.
of a reaction because that's really fucking funny.
Why? Because they're bloated.
It was, such a good quick joke, dude. Seth with the zinger right there.
And he,
Not-
just, and he just takes the salt out of their car.
He just take that.
Yeah.
This. That would be that'd be fun.
Well, because like a PTA, when you walk in the office, they're like, oh, I can
Right.
see your problem.
Matter of jujitsu. He's like, yeah, you're not doing this right.
Well, jujitsu, when somebody comes in the room, Seth's like, easy to triangle that guy. Easy to,
Right.
whatever.
You've
Look at those limp wrists on that guy. I can't wait. Yeah.
Easy to break.
we gotta
yeah.
get Steve to do jujitsu.
No,
Dude, you could bend him like a
could-
pretzel
yeah.
and he'd be fine.
He's like Stretch Armstrong.
He'd be like, you guys want Chick-fil-A after this?
Didn't know-
Poor Steve, every episode. Love you, honey. You know what's funny though? I actually just thought of. You kind of took what your parents did and flipped it on its head and made it positive. That's an interesting
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Because like they, like you would say like people that aren't into it would be like, it's not culty. That's the wrong word, but they're like, you're telling me all these things, you know the answer, but it's like, what matters, I would say, is outcome. If you're genuinely helping, like you're seeing proof in the pudding,
Right.
who
Yeah.
can argue that?
Right.
You can't argue that.
100%. And I think like a lot of times, like I definitely did not have the worst life. That is for sure. Like there's people out there that have way worse lives. I'm not saying that. But I use like every single negative thing, like the chip on my shoulder has carried me so far.
Sure.
Like
Right.
so far.
Right.
Like you don't think I can do that? Watch me.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I think that's like a super powerful thing that a lot of people can harness if they reframe things and look at it that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Like own your trauma, don't let it own you, kind of thing.
yeah, basically. But it does get to a certain point where like you do have to move past that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you cannot stay like angry all the time.
And to his credit, that is a huge problem that even I've seen in therapy. And one of the big reasons that I stopped going wasn't that I wasn't getting any benefit. I think it was nice to like have an unbiased, like again, that was my only experience of an unbiased third party.
Yeah.
And I have a problem with making everyone my friend
Oh yeah.
because I love people. I
Yeah.
genuinely like them, and I liked him.
Yeah.
But it was just like at some point, you're right. Unless there's an elevation there, like push me to a specialist. Where are you seeing me still fall short, and what can help that? And it stops being that, and it starts being let's go over this again. It's like I'm over that. Like there's no point.
Yeah.
Because then I'm just gonna go home and fall apart for 3 days because it's not fun to relive that shit. Like
Right,
there's no
exactly.
why are we doing?
Yeah.
So I agree. We don't play devil's advocate enough here.
Yeah.
Because we can have fun, but we can also be serious, and we forget.
So what would stop you from like getting a mentor?
Or a minotaur.
Or a minotaur.
I would benefit from the gender specific stuff. Like I didn't have good male role model. I didn't know my dad till I was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
Not that anyone would know that because he told everyone I did.
Oh, dude. Mine too.
Yeah, but well, I'm at peace. I love my dad. What's sad is I learned to after he passed, which is fine because I learned to. And that's you have to take away the good. But so the male on male thing, I'd benefit from that.
Yeah, you would.
Jesus Christ. So poetic to what I just said. It's like, we can be serious and sad, and I love it. It would depend on why would I do or not do
why?
it.
What would stop you from doing it?
Oh, why wouldn't I do it? I'm not sure I wouldn't do it. I think there's a lot of nuance, and it's more, I don't think I'd want to insult our guest.
No, do it.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll fucking kill
my
you, dude.
face.
Yeah.
it's not me, it's not you, it's me. I think it would be one of those things where it's like, you'd have to be honest with where you struggle. And I think a lot of my struggles, I would need a very specific life coach to help me with. And it really wouldn't be a you thing. It'd be a me thing. Like pushing me forward in the ways that I would need to, let's say in a business sense.
Yeah.
In my business, you need someone extremely specialized and qualified because it's so unique.
In the business.
Yeah. And like, that's a huge fall short for me. That's like something I really struggle with. I think emotionally, again, anyone, I mean, I get help emotionally from people you just wouldn't even expect.
Yeah.
Because I'm open to it.
Right.
And that's good and bad because that means I'm emotionally volatile at times.
Yeah.
I tend to go sad instead of mad, but it's still,
Yeah.
you're still at a deficit. So it would be like, again, like you said, without saying it, traumas don't really compare, right? So I wouldn't go, I've been through more than him.
Right.
Or you wouldn't go, I've been through more than him. It wouldn't matter.
Right. 100%.
Like I could look at your childhood and be like, I wish I had that.
Right.
It didn't mean it's not traumatizing to you.
Yeah.
And that's something to be cognizant of, right? But I also go like, if not, trauma is so specific, right? If I go, I don't know that I can identify with yours. I'm not sure you can identify with mine. How can I help you if I think like your childhood is idyllic? I can't. So I wouldn't be the life coach for Nate.
Yeah.
Maybe you can.
Right.
So there's these little reservations where I go, what do you need a big brother for? And can this person give it? 100%. I don't think what you're asking or what your mission statement would be is you're perfect for everybody anyway.
Right. 100%.
You'd have to know out the gate, like, let's have a start. Let's see if we, let's see if I can point these things out.
Yeah.
I didn't say him specifically. I just meant like you said you benefit from a therapist. It's okay. I'll ask it a third time.
Can you clarify?
Yeah.
It's like
in general.
You're like, I benefit from therapy, but to this extent.
And full disclosure, don't go anymore.
Right.
Right.
So you stopped.
Yeah.
So it's like, would you benefit from a life coach? And if you would, what are the, like for him, it would help, I think, to know what people's hangups are on. Because if you wanted more clientele, you want to know like, where am I how am I navigating?
Yeah.
Right. Where's
a test audience? That's genius.
Yeah.
That's really good for social media too.
Yep.
Do you say? I'm sure I watched a couple of them, but you must say like, "Hey, do you struggle with this? Let me know in the comments," so you can kind of gather that.
Yeah.
That's demographic.
I do try to ask that like to get some engagement. Too,
yeah. Huge.
So like, would you say, like, because you're kind of hinting at it, but would you say like you're a people pleaser?
100%.
To a fault?
Yes, but and I feel like everyone would say this. You'd have to trust the people around me.
Yeah.
But I really love people.
Yeah.
to a fault.
Yeah.
I genuinely love people, and I let that fuck me up.
Yeah.
To be vulnerable.
Yeah.
I'm bad at it. But I think the reason I was tiptoeing around earlier saying, do you find that it's more of a problem nowadays of people not even understanding where their problems are
Right.
versus they know it but aren't doing things about it?
Yeah.
So I think the thing that therapy helped me with was being, number one, noticing the issues.
Identifying them.
But more importantly, being able to identify issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like learning like, oh, it's not like, again, I my family was all women,
Yep.
very effeminate, like estrogen driven upbringing. Didn't really have the dad to be like, shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
stop crying. So like it was almost a superpower in my house to like own your shit because it was emotional. You're around women all the time, so it's like, and even my upbringing, like I'm comfortable around women, didn't have a lot of male role models.
Yep.
So it isn't, like you say all the time, that's like one of the things you love about me. It's like, I own my shit. Like if you call me out on something, instantly own it. If it's true. I mean, I'll stand to the death if it's not, because I'm willing to say if it is, right? But doesn't mean I act on it. So like, you know what I mean? It's almost like Superman with kryptonite. It's like, what do you do with that info? Yeah, it's good. You're ahead of the curve to be able to be vulnerable and be like, I procrastinate, I'm lazy, I self-sabotage. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
But then what's your action?
Right.
So I might benefit there from an accountability coach.
So this is what like hearing just this little bit about like what I would do if you were like, I need somebody to help me with improve my business.
Yeah.
I would take the fact that you're a people pleaser.
Right.
And then we would come up with goals and
around that.
Yeah. But just business goals. But then by me by them checking in on you,
right,
you're not going to want to let them down. So your people pleasing then becomes a positive because your business coach or life coach or mentor,
Your mentor.
is like,
I'm thinking spinning.
like, listen, Daniel, we said, by this date you were going to do these things. And so you don't want to let people down naturally.
Right.
So it might actually help you not procrastinate. It might help you be like, I don't want to let my person down, so I am going to do these things.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And I think that's it.
I can't wait to use that.
My
You don't want to let me down, do you, Daniel?
Do you?
You already use it and you don't say it. Last night he goes, we can't talk about the first part. And he's like, I'm just getting you geared up for something that we won't say. And I'm like, wrong guy, baby. You don't have to, I already know. And then he said you're like, I'm a little, I don't want to say that either. You're like, I'm a little under the weather, so don't trust me. And I'm like, also wrong guy. I believe everything you tell me, honey.
Yeah, I didn't understand the wrong guy thing.
That was it.
Talk about it later.
Yeah. But no, but it makes sense because you or someone in your position, for me, aren't safe from the people pleasing either.
Right.
It's an innate thing. I just do it.
Yeah.
So like, I wonder if I could disconnect enough to not be like, okay, it's not about being friends.
With your mentor.
Because I would do it for you too.
Yeah, but
so that thing that would help my business if you were checking in and I felt self-conscious or like I wasn't performing, I might be like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah, but smart goals are measured. You like have
Right, yeah,
they
yeah.
have to be a metric.
I also think
objective.
and I think there has to be something to the point of and I can only speak from experience, but mine is like my therapist called me Icarus. He thought it was fun, which I get it. It's fun. And I am. That's very me. But I'm making it sound like my productivity is null. I have productivity.
Sure.
I have output. I have to wear a lot of hats in the entrepreneur world. And it's, again, talk about a volatile terrain to fucking
Do you have to wear them all
traverse.
backwards?
Only when Seth's here. But, it's like, maybe that's something, maybe I'm looking at it wrong and you go, well, no, you're doing a lot. Maybe what helps your business right now is calm the fuck down, chill out for a minute.
Right.
Like, and then get back at it. It's like, but again, I think for me, it's like,
How come you keep going back to business? He's not just a business coach.
but that's where I fall short. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
I think I need him. I would need someone like him. I don't see my shortcomings affecting my personal life like I do my business life.
Oh.
So that's where I would need the
You're
mentorship.
saying it's a business thing, even though it's your... Yeah, I don't see it that way.
I'm not a people pleaser to my own detriment in my personal life. So I don't care. Like I like making people feel good.
Yeah.
I like doing that. It doesn't gas me out. Like it,
Yeah.
and that's the problem with perspective is if someone like, if you heard it and go, that would make me, I couldn't do that. That's you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm different.
Like being a people pleaser is not something you want to change.
I don't hate making people feel good. And I don't even mind, honestly, I don't think I take it as like a righteous cause, but like, I don't mind if I'm a little gassed out if I made someone feel better.
Sure.
Unless I'm yelling at my wife or I'm not taking the dog out to go to the bathroom because I'm miserably depressed. Like, I don't think it's, and I think we need to change that narrative.
Yeah.
Not saying either of you are saying it, but there's this fucking me culture that I think is toxic. It's like, it's okay to be in service of other people.
Yeah.
The problem is like, if I'm not texting an old friend of mine who's now an influencer, because I am so scared that I'm going to hurt his feelings, that's a problem.
Gotcha.
Because it's hurting my business. You know what I mean? It's hurting my, where I'm falling short.
Gotcha.
But I mean, that's just me. And you, I mean, you're with me every day. Would you agree with that? Or am I posturing? Do you think there's something,
No, I mean, I think essentially what I'm gathering from what you're saying, you're referring to business. Cause I think you've gotten a pretty good grasp on like your personal stuff and everything. But yeah, I feel like sometimes I think in business you can be a people pleaser and that doesn't serve you. And I think a lot of times, like you were saying, just getting like not necessarily motivation, you get stuff done, but sometimes it's like there's so much to do that rather than acting on it, it's almost like it paralyzes you.
Huge.
And you're like, I don't know.
Paralysis by analysis.
And even
Stop with the syllables.
and I'll even say, and you're different. Like, so for me, I very much like a routine. Like I like structure.
Yeah.
I like want to get up and like, this is what I'm doing in the morning. I'm gonna do this, go to work, do this. Like I love routine. You don't like
yin and yang.
you don't like a plan.
why we work.
You don't like a plan. I love a plan.
Yeah.
Like if we're gonna do something this weekend, I'm asking Daniel, we're doing something Sunday. I'm saying Monday, what time? Who's gonna be there? This and this. And I don't know. I don't know. And
it gives me anxiety.
You don't like that.
It'll cripple me.
So
But-
that's the thing
Feel
with
like
the
constrained.
But I learned this.
a life coach. Sorry, I'm almost done.
No, you're good.
With a life coach, I feel like having that accountability is good, but then also you don't like that, like making a list and making a plan. Like that's not really
Right.
I want to ask him as a life coach this question. This is completely candid. Just thought of it.
Okay.
And I want your opinion. And don't tiptoe around.
Mr. Payne.
Yeah, Mr. Payne.
You've invited Mr. Payne has joined the chat.
What if you find, and maybe this is an excuse. I'm open to that being a potential. Potentiality. Had to add a couple syllables for it to be right. He's like, don't you speak fucking. What if I find that the critique that I'm usually given in terms of my workflow not only hurts said workflow, but the things that people value in my output come from the same place that hurts my personal life?
Like
The art of the
chaoticness
30-minute
of it,
question.
you
by
mean?
A lot
Daniel
of
Taylor.
people like the entropy that comes with a mind like mine.
Yeah.
It makes for when I can get moving,
Yeah.
I'm a freight train. Like I don't stop until it's done.
Yeah.
I'm a little jaded these days to be like inspired.
Yeah.
But when I'm on a creative hit,
Right.
I ride it because you have to in my world, right? Or I deliver a subpar project.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like all of these things come from a manic mind that's thinking constantly and sometimes to my own detriment and too much. They come from multi-layered thinking and not being able to make a plan because something more important might come up.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, what do you do with that? Because those traits help me
Yes.
in other ways.
Right. That's what makes you an artist. And that's what makes you have your flavor of what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think probably like the way that to approach that, if you were going to be a life coach for you, would be like to understand that first of all,
Right.
but then work with you to sort of figure out some future goals that you are working towards, but know that it's not going to be A, B, C, D all the time.
Right.
But then at the same time, have a different perspective when you're like, this is my goal that I told you, but I have this thing come up over here,
Right.
and yada yada, and have somebody be like, yes, but does that help you towards this? And,
Right.
and just sort of,
So you're not negating the intrusive moments of inspiration. You're just working with them.
right.
Right.
And sometimes, like, I don't know, maybe a little bit of outside influence on prioritization of whatever
Right.
you got going on
Right.
would be helpful, but not be like, all right, no, your process is completely different. It's going to be this now.
Right.
But
Right.
just
Right.
somebody
Right.
to be like, well, that does sound pretty cool, but what about this other thing you got going on?
Right.
You know?
Right. It does feel that way too, where you're in this position.
That's pretty good. You nailed him with like a really hard question, and he was like, "Here you go."
Yeah. It almost reminds me of the Atomic Habits stuff. Like that's what I didn't read it because I thought I needed it, but I needed it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's not.
Wait, you didn't read it, or you did read it and you didn't need it?
I didn't read it because I thought I needed it.
What the hell's that mean?
What happened to you?
Do you know what he's saying? Yeah, I didn't read it because I
is
thought
anyone
I
else
needed
having
it.
a problem comprehending that?
Fewer
I
syllables.
get it.
I didn't read it because I thought I needed to.
You just read
What's
it.
I
hard
didn't
about
read it
that?
because I thought I needed to.
I read it because
I thought it would do me good, so I didn't read it.
if he listened to the next sentence, he would have got it.
I can't anymore.
I didn't read it because I thought I needed to. I read it because
Oh, so you did read it?
this fucking guy, dude. And you have to be his life coach? Unfucking real. No, but what I gained from it not knowing was like, oh, it's not the big thing that's daunting.
Yeah.
It's not the go to bed. 2:00's the fucking max, dude. I don't
Yeah.
care if you're in an edit. Too bad. It's more of little changes. Get the fuck up every 15 minutes when
right.
you're editing for 6 hours. Walk outside, breathe air.
Yeah.
Those things help guys like me.
Yeah.
It's not the big changes that are like, oh, I can't do that. That
Right.
doesn't fit my
It wouldn't be you anymore,
right.
you know, especially around artistic type stuff.
It's almost like if you believe the general consensus of what makes someone their output good, consistent, it's like you'd think in lives like mine, it's like, oh, they don't really fit. They're kind of opposing. They're almost bipolar, which is funny. It's like you kind of live that life where like society wants one thing from you
Yeah.
until they don't, and then they want all the other things. So I think again, it comes down to like, I'm aware of it. And I'm aware where I fall short. I think you do have a point where like, yeah, maybe accountability wouldn't hurt. It would just be a matter of, could I do it? Could I be honest enough to not,
Like to deal with it.
not posture,
Yeah.
to not just be like, oh, I want you to like me. So yeah, I did the thing. I'm like, that fucking thing doesn't matter. I
Yeah.
have to deliver this at 12 o'clock. I'm
Right.
2 hours behind.
Yeah.
Big client.
Yeah. That's why I think goals have to be objective. You know, it can't
Yeah.
be like, how did you feel about this week? Our goal was for you feel better. And you're
Right.
like, I did.
Right.
Okay. Case closed.
Right.
You know, it would be like, you have to have that project done by this time on Friday. So then on Wednesday, you really need to have this much of it done.
Right.
You know, that type of
Don't
thing.
cram it all in Thursday night. They
Right.
hit the Friday deadline. Right. Do you find that it's,
Do you ever try to back it up with physical force? Like,
I do.
yeah,
Like,
I would just.
I will beat your ass.
so if you had a trying session, and I'm not going to name names,
Yeah.
when you, when he comes to roll, do you're like, oh, I'm going to fold you the fuck up, dude. I can't fucking wait. Yeah.
He doesn't roll with white belts.
Oh,
3-stripe
Jesus.
White belts.
No, he gets the 4th stripe maybe.
Here we go.
Gotta level up. You want to roll with the big boy?
I don't want to stop. This is really fun. And I also like it's not normal to be out there and like put yourself on
Oh,
in a glass,
Oh,
in
yeah.
a box.
Yeah, I didn't mean this to be like a.
No, it's fine.
Intervention
Also, like,
for
I'm
Daniel.
aware too, like, I don't take that stuff. I take it almost like a challenge, which again might be to my own detriment. But it's like, you can talk yourself all day long.
yeah.
Almost everyone I know, including me, does that. I'm nice.
Yep.
I'm friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm smart.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
You say that?
Do it.
You do what?
Do it.
Do
be
what?
nice. Be friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Be smart. So if I'm going to be like, I pride myself in my head
In these
on
things.
being an open book and being able to confront, then you have to do it. Like, even if it's uncomfortable, like you have to do it, dude.
Yeah.
You can't just tell people like, so it's good. It's good. And I also think, that is one thing again from therapy, and I don't get too crazy about it because a lot of people are like, that's all they talk about. But I do think it becoming more commonplace is really good
Yeah.
because like we weren't allowed to do this as little boys.
No.
Like even our generation, which was pretty progressive.
Yeah.
Or mine was way more.
Right.
And then kids now, it's like we won't get into it, but like like even us, it's helped.
Yeah.
It's helped a lot.
Therapy has helped.
Talking about it, being okay with it.
Maybe we both quit.
Well,
I don't think I think the argument is it doesn't.
I think it's dumb to write off therapy wholesale because of one therapist.
No, true. But
And I got what I needed out of it, and then was done.
Me too.
But they didn't tell me that I was done. You know what I mean? They weren't like, "No, you're good
No.
now. You're done." I was like,
Yeah.
I think I don't need this.
we'll
anymore."
take more money.
Also,
If you want to show up.
and to me and Nate, we went to the same guy. Won't name him obviously, but again, like you have to take into account like where we live. Unfortunately,
100%.
they're hiring the guy they can afford,
Yeah.
and that the people going can afford.
Yeah.
You're only going to get, it's like I'm sure there are therapists that are dynamite.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's life coaches that are dynamite.
Yeah.
Like it sounds to me, if I'm being totally honest, like you actually do give a fuck.
Oh yeah.
Like you don't come off as like, I couldn't figure out something to do, so now I'm going to do this thing I don't need a degree in. I mean, that might just be
Yeah,
a convenient truth,
No. It's more like I've already been helping people
Yeah.
some of this stuff anyways.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Like, all right, let's put something out there.
And again, not to keep harping on trauma, but like my upbringing required me to be able to read someone's mood on a dime
Yeah.
and also tell if they were manipulating me and lying to me.
Oh yeah.
You had to. I had to every day. Because it's like, what counterpart do I need to play
Yeah.
to make today go well? You come off extremely
Yeah.
genuine and like you actually care.
And to the therapy thing, there's also, it's out of touch price wise sometimes for people, because if their insurance doesn't cover it or whatever,
It's insane.
So to have something that's just a little bit more casual, a little bit more towards what they like, the goals that it's just about kind of like self-improvement, really.
Yeah, right.
It's like, I'm not here to be like, I think you're bipolar. It's more like, you don't like where you're living right now, so let's figure out how to save up money and move somewhere else.
And to Nate's point, even if you are, how do we work that?
Right.
Within that context, how do we make your life better for you?
Right.
That's huge.
100%.
Like, so, okay, you're not your diagnosis.
Yeah.
It's like,
100%.
but it's also like, are you comfortable with talking about your pricing, or is it kind of a sliding scale?
Right now, I think I'm going to do it as a sliding scale.
Okay, so we
You know what
won't.
I mean?
I just feel bad because I'm sure a lot of people are interested. We're in a trying time. People need
Right.
help.
Yeah. I think I'm open to basically like tailoring something
Right.
to whatever somebody can
Especially
afford.
you're probably loving like where you're new. It's like,
Right.
I welcome
Yeah.
I want the experience.
100%.
Yeah, that's
It's
cool.
like, it's like, I'm not going to charge something crazy because I'm sort of testing things too. Like,
Right,
You know what
right.
I mean? Like my workflow of how things go.
And it's such a breath of fresh air. Maybe it's again biased from my main job,
Yeah.
but it's like everyone acts like they're the like seasoned vet in a room in my
yeah.
profession. It's like, so it's so nice to see someone be like, yo, I know I'm new.
Yeah.
like,
yeah, 100%.
I'm not trying to like, that's awesome. Cause
Yeah.
I know other people that don't do that.
Yeah. And with the also like with the therapy thing, I remember I was going through like my first little taste of therapy.
Yeah.
Boy, I was going through a rough patch.
Sure.
Like I don't care. I'm an open book. I was engaged and she had an affair, and so like it was like I didn't see it coming. Whatever. Like I was
Rip the world out from under you.
low,
Yeah.
right? And so I went into my primary care, and he was like, I'm going to get you somebody to talk to. And so it was somebody that was like within the practice or something like that.
Mhm.
So they referred me to him. And so I saw him 3 times,
Yeah.
and like I was just like spilling my guts or whatever. And he's like, okay, so you don't think you're going to hurt yourself, right? And I was like,
No,
no.
he's like, cover my ass.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh.
no, I just really like need this and that, and okay. And then every session he'd be like, so you're not going to hurt yourself, right?
Right.
And so then once the 3rd session came and he believed, I guess I wasn't going to hurt myself, he was like, I think you just need some time. And then
Wow.
bye.
Right. Cover my ass. See ya.
Because most likely the referral from the primary care came through as like worried about suicide. And so he could not keep treating me for something else
Got it.
that was not
Right.
so he was like, you're not
And
going to
there's
kill
so
yourself?
much you guys know
See you later.
from medical stuff. It's like, insurance.
Yeah.
If that's why he referred you,
Yeah.
that's all he, the insurance will pay for. I think another thing that,
Another one. Also,
Another one.
yeah, you go.
thank you. Jeez. You like the secret, right?
Yeah.
Here's
I'm a
a
little
hot-
burnt out on it.
Here's a hot take though.
Yeah.
When you go to therapy and you talk about your problems,
Yeah.
you're like reinforcing all this stuff.
Not the intent that I go to therapy for, but I get that's a clever.
But if
number one, I don't believe in the secret. You can't wish yourself into owning a Lamborghini in a basement.
Oh, this is the manifestation thing.
Yeah.
You have to act.
Exactly. So I don't think you tell the universe I'm sad and it goes, here, I'll give you reasons. That's if you're wallowing in it.
Your brain, though, I think there's science behind your brain doesn't know the difference between certain things like reality, things you think, and then the actual reality. So if you're wallowing, if they're allowing you to just wallow,
Right.
does it become worse? Like it's
Yeah.
just like a cycle.
Well, to me, it did. That's why my point of like saying
Yeah.
that once I was like, well, I don't want to unpack this again. I
Yeah.
know it. This isn't constructive. I stopped. Right.
This is what would like the benefit here is like we're not talking about
Right.
the problem. We're talking about
And to your point, you're right, though. I think therapy for people that aren't as,
savvy.
or they don't, they just don't, they're,
Self-aware.
self-aware.
Yeah.
It's like, that might just be that. It's like, here, let's keep you paying for this
Yeah.
by keeping you sad. But I think it is intent. It's like, I could feel like a physiological difference. Like you can feel that, like that grief leaving. Like what I was going to say, and this is weird that you brought it up and it comes back to this, was I think people that went through even stuff like this, right? Like when my folks passed, I did grief counseling for a bit.
Yeah.
That was so beneficial.
Yeah.
We aren't taught any strategies to deal with grief right here.
no.
But here's the thing, it's kind of reserved for people in cases like that. You can be in immense grief after someone cheats on you and breaks up with
Right,
you.
yeah.
Why weren't you pushed to someone that specializes in, hey, this guy's really in a bad spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't just keep asking him if he's going to himself. Like,
And then once you feel like that's not going to happen, they're like, all right,
see ya.
see ya.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not fair.
You
And
just need time.
So
Next.
We'll know.
Yeah.
Right. So I think, again, it comes down to that would be a bad anecdote, but maybe just mishandled.
Yeah.
And again, mine are anecdotes too. I benefit. So in a quick segue, I went to this girl first at the place that my primary care physician was at, and I didn't know at the time, but was gonna be gone within like a year. No one knew. Something happened.
Oh, okay.
Older woman, but she was really turned on, like had kind of been part of the mystery
I
school.
think that's crossing a boundary.
There's rules, I
It's so
think.
funny because I saw the look change and I was like, what did I say? I'm an idiot.
You're like, I can
Another
see
one.
your nipples through your shirt.
I got hard nips, baby. But no, she was part of like the mystery schools back when it was like new because she had been in this a long time. I don't know how old she was, but old enough to
She
know that.
counseled Jesus. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But really like tuned in, like a really cool chick and like very comforting.
Yeah.
Like you'd walk in like the hardest dude and like
Yeah.
Another one.
fuck my, you know what, dude? I'm over
Thank
it.
God for that anecdote. Seth, what should we be talking about and haven't talked about yet?
Group sessions or
But she
She was really turned on, and I was a hard man, and we cuddled for hours.
we rugged
The
cuddles.
release was immense.
but she was helpful and she felt it was like really comforting and it helped.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is someone I could really like. This is a really good vibe.
Yeah.
And then something happened and she left, and I'm like, okay, universe,
Yeah.
checkmate.
Yeah.
You're right. It's like I get what I'm asking for. It's like, oh, you wanna get better? Good. Have fun getting better,
Yeah.
not being better. So I think that's the truth that people identify with in The Secret, and that's why it worked. It's not that it's real. It's that what's your intention?
Yeah.
Do you want to be better, or do you want to be in a perpetual state of getting better? Because you can give yourself either one.
I don't know like a lot about The Secret specifically, but it just like the idea of manifesting something. And really what that is doing is it is making you like move forward towards an end state that you defined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You're like, instead of just like floating through life and be like, I want to be more rich. If you're like, I want a Lamborghini
Right.
or something specific, then you have to start doing things towards
Right.
that goal.
Right. You can't be in your parents' basement.
How to hot wire. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Very good. But that is true where it's like I'm still learning things I learned Like when I was in Nashville, I remember reading this book, and I don't remember the author. It's one of those
Probably Neil
new
Donald
age-
Walsh.
one of
Yeah.
those new age guys. But this stems from an old Eastern philosophy of like, not like a Buddhist belief of like, you can't, whatever you end up wanting, where your intention is, you have to be so careful not to hone in on the way it comes.
Yeah.
Because you could miss it and all the others. And like, I was like, yeah, fuck you. I'm going to be a famous top 40. Like, yes, I am going to hone in.
Yeah.
And you learn as you get older, like this was 10 years ago
Yeah.
or more. And you learn now it's like, oh, the point was to be open to success in any way that it came, just open to it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, so sometimes getting ultra specific and being like, this is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Like owning said Lamborghini.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's not you start working for a Fortune 500 company, work your way up, and then you can afford it. Who knows?
Right.
If that's really your goal, you know, maybe, you know.
And the goal oftentimes for somebody like that is just how they choose to define success. And over the years, that changes as
Huge.
you get older. You know
Huge.
what I mean? At least I think if you're like a well-adjusted human being, like sometimes some people don't. They want the very superficial things throughout life, but you have to be flexible enough to like let the definition of success for yourself change.
Yeah.
Because if not, you're like never going to be happy.
Right.
You know, because really like, and you've probably heard this before, but like the pleasure of success is not when you attain it, it's when you're about to attain it. It's like the journey.
Don't.
Not the beginning of the journey. Yeah, there was like it was close.
What?
90s, new age. It's the journey that matters.
It's the journey that
I
matters.
totally believe and know that.
But if you ask a lot of rich people, like right before they might be like working on like a really big deal,
Yeah.
right? And right before the deal, when they know that it's going to go through, they're like on cloud 9.
Yep.
And then when the deal goes through, what's next?
Right.
And then the goalpost changes,
Yep.
success changes, and then they're on the grind again.
I think that point helps life coaching too. It's like it's pivoting in business, and like you have to know it, but it's also you have to be so careful of where you're getting the info and where to trust it, which I think you're cognizant of. Like I could I've been in business in some way or another since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And only people that haven't would think that, oh, well, this person, 85% of the endeavors that this person's done has failed.
Yeah.
That's business.
Yeah.
And only
100%.
people in it know that.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't be like, well, he can't give me advice on business. What's he got to show?
Right.
You could have been doing business for 30 years.
Yeah.
You don't, so like, I think what matters more and what, back to your point, is like, it is the journey even of the coach.
Oh yeah.
You've been through a lot, and it doesn't matter if you're rocking a Rolex Daytona and driving a Ferrari. That doesn't matter.
100%.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Like it really goes back to like, I'm not trying, and maybe other life coaches are different, but it's like, I'm not trying to get people to live the life I'm living now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I have crafted my life so that I am happy with it.
Right.
You don't have to have the same life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Huge.
Success is going to be different for everybody.
I think I'm going to go to fucking Seth Harris, Catalyst Life Coaching. Is that right?
The Catalyst personal development.
Personal development. Even and better. I like that. I like the accountability coach.
Yeah.
That has like a
like
modern
that.
too, like that's in the pop culture right now.
Yeah.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Is that your term? Or did I say that?
You came up.
That's trademark copyright not to be used by other person
All right,
failing
sweet.
enterprise. And I was like,
I did the Micro Machines guy, the Micro Machines commercial guy.
dude, it's I love it. Yeah.
Are we missing anything, Seth? Should we be talking about anything? Do you want to mention anything? You want to push anything? You want to promote anything? You wanna
I know
say
it's rare these
more
days we get
syllables?
someone on that has something to promote.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think I would say everybody should try jiu-jitsu, but I'm a little bit biased to that.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're not going to do jiu-jitsu or try jiu-jitsu, do something. Do something. Because there's so many people that are just not doing anything at all and then living a life that's, like, pretty empty. You know what I mean? And it's like, and then also like with jiu-jitsu too, or a running club or this, whatever the example is, like you're going to meet people that are like-minded.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's not just the thing, it's everything that comes with the thing that you
Just
decide.
by doing it, you have a
100%.
club. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
Just get out and do it.
I love it. I hate to end. This has been like really good. And in fact, because we've been trying to keep things in certain things.
Another one.
Another one.
I actually haven't looked at the clock and did not know we were this far in, which is a great sign.
Hour 27.
Hour and 50 almost.
Time flies when you're
When Seth is gracing the
Seth
stage,
Harris
baby.
is here, baby.
No, but I will say this because I'm a French romantic baby. I have vastly benefited from talking to you.
Nice. Good.
Genuinely.
Good.
I also think it's good. It's a good practice too. Like I appreciate the nudge to be vulnerable and talk, and I think that's really cool. And sometimes we forget, so I think that's good.
100%.
I also think it's a nice look in too. I mean, like if you're curious about this thing, it sounds to me like you'd be a really safe person to be like, hey, I'm nervous about this, but I want to dip my toes in and see.
Yeah.
Like you would be open to someone reaching out.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's hard to link. I can only really link things well on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like Spotify, which is where a lot of our numbers right now are.
Yep.
I can't link stuff.
Gotcha.
So do you have a website you want to say or spell or
Spell, maybe, because I don't know how to spell it.
catalystpersonaldev.com.
Catalyst Personal
And just for the people that, didn't graduate PTA school,
CHALYST.
that was really fast.
Yeah.
Those people.
I would think,
have
baby.
ChatGPT it probably.
Yeah.
Before, because I want to ask, and I think that it'd be cool if you had answers, but you don't have to, based on your disposition. Do you,
I don't know what that.
What?
what's a book that you think people would benefit from reading?
Tribe.
Tribe.
Yep.
Find
By
Your Tribe.
Malcolm Gladwell.
No, it's
Love
like
Malcolm Gladwell. Like, of course you do.
Sebastian Younger or something like that.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, it's
Oh, not Carl Jung.
no. But, no.
Not even remotely spelled the same, but
How do you know?
But I think it's if you
Jung.
Amazon Tribe.
Yeah, he's
it comes up.
Junger.
No.
Sebastian Junker?
Yeah, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree.
The book is definitely called Tribe.
Okay, but it's kind of about that, like community.
Yeah, it's basically about it's a really easy read too. It's like this thick, like it's a casual.
Yeah, it's like a Malcolm Gladwell book, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it basically talks about human nature and how we always want to break into tribes of us and them.
Yeah.
And it goes through like football teams, fans of football teams are like, oh, I hate the Jets team or whatever,
Everybody hates the
I
Jets.
hate those Jets fans.
Nate goes Exhibit A,
This guy.
but also a poignant pick for right now.
Yeah.
It's never been more insane.
100%.
My pick would be Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell, because you said it and he's great. Nate, what would your pick be?
Oh, I don't know. Something from 20 years ago.
You're like, there's a bow hunting book by Cam Hayes. You bow hunt? No, but I'm working with my life coach because I want to.
I want to. I can't help you with that.
Kels,
No books.
Pass.
I wouldn't have had one if he didn't say Malcolm Gladwell. Movie, TV show, miniseries, the like, even a YouTube channel that
think
you think people should
You're a little premature, Daniel.
check out. What?
What's your ghost story?
Oh my God. Wait, do the pick first because we don't have a fun ender here for that.
Of TV show, is that what I said?
Or movie or some visual medium you think people should
Something you like to watch
So
at night.
Yeah.
when you're alone.
I do watch like a ton of YouTube, but if I was to say a show, the Stand,
Oh, yeah.
Stephen King, they did a show.
I don't even know about
It's on Paramount Plus, I think, but they only did one season because it came out in 2020, and it was about a plague getting
Dude.
out of like it was like basically what happened.
worst year, worst topic.
And they're like,
Jesus.
Well,
let's not.
The
do
book
another
was
season.
written
Yeah,
40 years ago,
yeah.
so yeah.
But the show, even though it was only one season, I was like, God, I wish there was more of this.
He's an ultimate get. He's on my vision board,
Oh yeah.
but my vision board's in here. I only see it with these.
He's also on Kelsey's vision board, but for a different reason.
She loves that old
What?
that old goal. Kels first. Visual medium.
We've been watching.
Wait, and let's go life coach because this is fun to like.
Favorite life coach?
We've been getting vulnerable in the fun. No, but like something you think people should watch
Oh shit! And you just,
that would enrich them, help them, guide them.
Oh, we have to theme it like to
Yeah, in whatever way. Mine's not even going to be to help you. It's going to be to make you feel good. I have it, but
I'm glad you're prepared.
Yeah.
I wasn't. It came.
Way to spin it so only you have an answer for this.
Yeah, I don't ask this every time.
He manifested that.
Well, I don't have anything that's like a life coach ask.
Okay, what's something you think people would dig?
We just watched the new season of Black Mirror.
I think that's endlessly helpful. It is
Oh,
a mirror to.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It is, and
Yeah.
the episodes.
How many seasons are they on now?
This is season 7.
Six?
That's
Oh,
out.
7?
Yeah.
7. That's
I think
out.
I've watched like 3 back when they first came out. They were so good.
They're really
Yeah, they're
good.
good. And
But it's scary. Talk about something that my life coach would say, don't binge, because I end up watching it and go, well, why are we, well, I might as well stop.
What
are
is
we-
this
Yeah.
life?
That one episode, the very first one we watched, where with the brain tumor, that was so depressing.
It is insane.
That was so depressing. We finished that, and I'm like, oh my, I'm sad.
They don't really like pull any punches either, which is kind of like why I like it.
Yeah.
If it's just gonna be a depressing show, they're like, here it is.
That was it. There's an episode on the new season called Eulogy that is on par with, I think it was episode 3 of The Last. Did you watch The Last of Us?
I have got through season 1.
There's an episode where, what's his name? Nick Offerman? Is that the guy's name?
What
The
show
two,
are we talking about?
The Last of Us, the two lovers.
Offerman is not in the. Is he? Oh,
Yeah,
he is.
it was fantastic.
Oh, that was sad.
Yeah.
It was,
You're
heartbreaking.
talking about like when they stumble upon the house. And, yeah, so I did see that.
Ugh.
And it was good. That was really done really well.
But also, so Eulogy, watch that one. You should watch it, dude. She fell asleep, per usual, and I cried for like 20 minutes, and it was like an ugly feel-good cry. Like, oh, you've been holding this in for 2 years.
Yeah.
We're gonna have fun. But dude, it's so heartwarming. It's so good. That wasn't my pick, but it was great.
You just pontificated for 14 minutes
What?
about.
How many?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the biggest syllable word said this episode.
It's the only one I know.
I have an embolism.
Mine's the one where the guy gets him into a predicament, and then he has to
That
find
was
out how
so
to get
funny,
out of it.
dude.
Yeah, that show.
So funny, and it was so aggressive and so good.
That was funny.
Oh my god, dude.
Narrows it down.
Yeah. Mine is such a weird pick, but you got me
I
thinking
didn't
of.
say my pick.
Oh, I thought it was just a joke.
It's about really taking care of the closest problem first. It's called The Walking Dead. You guys shoot the zombie closest to the gate, I believe.
I like it.
But good.
Yeah.
Don't think about it. Do it.
spin it, you know?
Yeah, kill. That's Nate's. Nate's ultimate thing is murder. Mine is, because it sounds like you love YouTube as much as me.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, no one's ever asked me this. I must just lie to you. But if someone asked, what streaming service do you like? You like Max the most? YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
All day.
What are you watching on YouTube? I'm curious.
Everything.
Not you.
Oh,
Me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I need life coaching. I'm
guess?
sad right now.
Man, it jumps around a lot, but it's usually always around like learning something. You know, a lot. I will watch a lot of podcasts, like Modern Wisdom, Chris Williamson. He's got a good podcast, but I taught myself how to fly fish off YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just on to the next one. Like, I don't think I have ADHD, but when it comes to like learning things, I'm like,
Yes.
give me that.
Kels does this all the time. She's like,
Yeah.
are you writing a paper? I'm like, I want to know how to take apart a mechanical watch. Why can't I? Like, this is free info. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Or like, I'll watch a couple watch, channels like Teddy.
Baldessari?
Yeah.
Are you a watch guy?
I am a watch guy.
What is this?
This is a Phoebus.
Okay.
Yeah. I started going like kind of like micro brands.
They're killing it.
Yeah.
All of these boutique brands the independents are huge right now. I literally, before you came, I was like, I've seen a stainless sport watch on his wrist.
Oh, yeah.
What should I wear? I've never asked that. Never thought. You got you're my inaugural.
Careful.
There's, I'm not even gonna make a joke for the, do you know Omega and Swatch, their collab?
Nice.
Oh, dude, the old Speedmasters were so nice.
I'll give you $10 you spell Phoebus. Daniel.
Okay, give me one clue. What country is that made in? Do you know?
China. No, they do have.
It actually might be.
Too, so it might be.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but like Nico Leonard just put out a jump hour.
Yeah.
And it's fully made in China, but he was like, people loved it at Watches and Wonders because it's under $1,000. That's never been heard of for a jump hour. So it's cool. I mean, there's some stuff that's good.
I can't even explain like why I like watches. You know what I mean? Like
I like that they're
it's
sorry.
deep. It's like whatever it is. I'm just like, I don't know, but I also like knives, and I don't really like use them very much.
And you can admit it, Steve.
No, everybody does. Yeah.
But you know what I like? Is there one of the most unnecessary things you could purchase now?
Yeah.
And you choose to give a fuck. Yeah. I said to Nate, I looked at some really expensive watches that I won't say because
they get ridiculous,
stupid.
Yeah.
And I feel bad saying it. Though I did make a good comparison. Why can someone feel bad about, say, a $9,500 watch when they don't buy a snowmobile? They don't have a side-by-side. Right. They don't have a four-wheeler.
This is your struggle. This is nobody's doing this to you. You're
Thank you.
You're
whatever
attacking
makes
yourself.
people happy, you know?
Yeah.
It's art.
Right. But that's my point is it's two things. It's art.
Yeah.
Making those, holy fuck. Have you seen like a multi-complication manual watch be taken apart?
I think I saw when Teddy went to Breitling, I think.
Dude, it's
yeah
unreal.
Yeah.
But also I'm such a perfectionist that like I hate to be put in this camp, but I said to Kels when we left the boutique, the AD, I'm like, I respect that.
Yeah.
Like gone is the day that you can expect, like, I can't tell you how many people I've had help me work on this house.
Yeah.
And there's always a shortcoming. Like, it's like, they don't care. There's no care anymore.
Right.
Like these guys, you actually get what you're paying. Like these companies don't fuck around.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
you're not going to get a dud. And if you do, it's not even a question of customer service.
Yeah.
Now there's an argument. Should you pay?
PHOEBUS. That's my guess.
My guess is you couldn't be right because you don't know where it's from. So I don't even.
You could be right.
FIBES.
I think he's right.
Is that real? Is it say it?
Probably somewhere on here. Probably on the back. It has a little logo.
Fuck. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
So it's based on like the name.
I do know it starts with a PH.
Fucking
Phoebe.
The only thing I don't know is it IS or US at the end. Phoebus.
Oh, yeah,
Phoebus.
yeah.
But it's got like a little octopus
Oh, that's cool.
thing going on.
I like that too. It's like not a cluttered dial. That's pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Weird.
Feet bus.
I got to get you into Tudor.
Yeah.
I love them.
Shooter.
Yeah.
Shooter.
Not even they say it like that, by the way.
Well, they're wrong.
Tudor.
Well, Tudor.
Shooter.
It's a nice watch.
Tudor.
Isn't it?
In it.
Isn't it?
And they are amazing.
Yeah.
And they got a bad rep. They were like, in this, it's so shady. The poor man's Rolex.
Yeah.
They're not cheap.
Right.
I don't know, but Hans started Rolex and Tudor at the same time.
Yeah.
And there's so much that's another thing that's cool about the watch industry is there's so much knowledge. Like you can dive in.
Yeah.
Like
deep.
we went to an event.
Just tone it down. We're 2 hours, right?
This fucking guy.
I mean, some of us have other things.
Yeah, like we have shit to do. But no, it's their logo is a shield.
Okay.
And Rolex is a crown. And the shield protects the crown.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
But anyway, they're great watches.
Yeah.
If you ever want to nerd out about watches, I love it. My visual pick was a TED Talk by a composer named Benjamin Zander. And it's about the importance of classical music. It is something you would be like, I'm never watching that.
Yeah.
And it is so good.
Cool.
I've shown it to so many non-musicians and they're like, holy shit, I never even, he's just so palatable and he puts it in a way that's like so good.
Cool.
A song or band that you think people should get down to?
Nickelback.
Fuck yeah. Unapologetic love Nickelback. Also, we made them a meme. Those guys are great.
Nickelback.
Yeah.
Like they don't deserve.
I don't know why the hate.
It was literally they were like the first meme to shit on.
Yeah,
They're great.
It was like they got too big.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, well, you know how kind of like with music, this is a whole other thing, but you know, like I knew them before they sold out.
Oh yeah.
That whole thing.
Right.
It was sort of like that
Well,
with Nickelback, you know?
From behind the scenes, a lot of people called them like caricatures of themselves.
Oh,
which
really?
in music makes sense. It's almost like AC/DC's a caricature of themselves. I mean, Angus is a caricature.
Yeah.
And they're the most successful rock band ever. So it works somehow. Music or the like?
I Know the End by Phoebe Bridgers.
Fucking fantastic song.
So you can scream it in your car.
100%.
It starts out really pretty.
Very dynamic.
And just like.
Yep.
Phoebus
Can you
Bridges.
ugly cry to it?
Phoebus Bridges.
You could.
Yeah.
It's more like
I
a
got that.
scream. Scream. Break your guitar.
Yeah, she does on SNL.
She does.
All right, give us it, Nate.
Kelsey's scary.
I'm so sweet.
Your face looks like you're trying not to trigger her. Kelsey's scary. Give me a band. You've got good ones.
I don't think I have anything this week.
No. Ray LaMontagne Jolene because it was playing when he came in.
Yeah.
I told Spotify, give me something centering and calming, and it played Jolene
Cup song.
by Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. Hot take. I don't care that unless you care, because I want to hear a ghost story. Unless
Yeah, I want to hear that too, but it was being replaced by watch mechanic.
it's not about you, it's about. Hey. All right, Kels, you ask.
Do you believe in ghosts?
How we haven't got a copyright strike on that yet is mind blowing.
Actually, probably a better question is, what is your ghost story?
See,
Everybody
I
has-
never ask it right. So I said last
You did
time.
say this last time, and it's the third time.
This is the third time,
Yep.
guys. I'm done asking. the
Because what I'm learning, and Nate, what are you learning? Because what I'm learning is I trust Seth. I don't know you enough to be like, I trust you with my life, but I trust you. You seem trustworthy. You seem genuine.
I trust him with my life. He's almost taken it a few times. He could have
And
done.
Nate almost took mine. I don't trust him with mine. Just kidding. I'm not. I find that too many people have stories, and I can tell they believe them. So I'm trying to figure out where to put it.
I see.
Yeah. So weirdly, it's doing the opposite. It's making me believe.
I think I believe, but I don't really have anything that I would be like, yeah, that's what made me believe.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you don't have a moment.
No, not really a moment, but like space is weird. You know what I mean? So if space is that weird, the universe is fucking,
What if
fucking bizarre.
time is
Also,
ghosts?
hot take. This place is fucking weird.
is
That's the
weird.
thing. Is it's like
Yeah.
people act like we live in this benign
yeah.
existence. It's like I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
You know.
Sometimes I think like I don't know the answer to like what comes next or how this all started.
Right.
But there is an answer, and I can guarantee you it's fucking weird.
So you're agnostic with ghosts. I like that.
Yeah, probably.
Nate, sorry.
I like the take that he said space is weird, which is true.
Yeah.
But the other theory on ghosts is that it's time,
Yeah.
which is cool.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
what if that's just you in the
Yeah.
house you live in? You were there for 30 years, so it's your future. You know, they
Yep.
say times all happened,
Yep.
which I don't understand, obviously.
Or just like another reality.
Or somebody else's
flipping
reality,
through
but
or-
it could
Right.
be you.
It could
which,
be
which
you.
would be more disturbing because seeing yourself
Don't let me go,
doing
Murph.
as
Dude,
an old
that
person.
movie's so good.
Don't let me go.
Do you like that watch?
one.
What's that?
The Hamilton khaki field from Interstellar?
Yeah.
Class, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Interstellar. That was a good movie.
Great watch. And you would dig it because they're field watches. Like, they're so fucking rugged.
Yeah.
Why do we keep talking about watches?
Why the fuck not?
Because we're talking about ghosts.
There's ghosts in that movie. He is his own ghost, so it's what you're saying.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with watches, by the way.
How do you... Are you getting a
I'm
glimpse?
quiet at class because I'm learning shit.
But have you guys seen Ghost Story with Casey
Anna
Affleck?
Kendrick?
Yeah, I fell asleep during it.
It's kind of about that, like time not exist. It's fucking brutally depressing, but it's like poetic to that point.
Casey Affleck is good at that brutal.
Yeah, what was the one he did? His house burns down because he's getting drunk. Manchester by the Sea, his family dies. It was up for a Oscar.
I don't know.
I haven't seen that.
Not up my alley.
This has been really good.
This has been fun.
I mean it, dude. I'm like, I actually feel like I got a lot out.
Good. I love it.
That's what it's
It
about.
works.
That's what about Daniel.
It
The
works.
Daniel Taylor
Holy fuck.
show.
Nate, what'd you learn today? How to
Nothing. I don't understand a lot
you
of
learned
the
a 5-syllable word.
Nope.
You hit us with that hitter, dude.
Pontificate.
Yeah.
Pontification.
Pontification. I mean, that's. Kels, what'd you learn? Anything fun?
I learned more about what a life coach is and that it's not. I think you're right. The name should be changed. I like the names that Nate came up with.
You're welcome.
And if people find that therapy's not working for them, then maybe hit up a life coach.
Right. And the stigma.
Okay.
Try it.
Accountability. coach.
Try it before you
The pain
deny
doctor.
it.
Doctor.
The pain doctor's really good.
Dr. Pain.
Nowadays, you almost have to lean into something like that, like a Marvel title, like a superhero title. That would
Yeah.
work. The pain doctor.
Yeah.
Anything to go viral, you know?
Yeah, man. I also think you should definitely check out his videos. We'll link your YouTube for sure.
Sweet.
We'll add you on the however that works, because they are really good. They're informative. You are well spoken. Do you riff those or do you write them?
It depends.
Because I was gonna say if it's improv, dude.
Yeah, so it's hard to find your voice sometimes off of like a script. So I'll sit there and I'm kind of like refining my process. So it started out like I tried to script it and I didn't sound like me.
Right.
So now it's like bullet points.
Outline.
And then I riff and I have a little clicker in my hand. When I fuck it up, I'm like, click, and I just redo it again. So then I can see the wave spike.
Oh, I thought it was like a punishment. He's holding a stun gun. Fucked up. And really insightful. Thanks for taking what I, as a people pleaser, might think are hard questions. Maybe you don't.
Yeah.
And good sport, man.
Thanks.
Nate, you've been good.
Good boy.
Be a good
Thank
baby.
you.
That's my baby. Look at him. He's so fucking cute. Oh, I want to kiss him. More than sometimes Kels. I don't know what it is.
These sexy cheeks.
You can check us out in all the fun places. And I think a community is actually important. So again, even in our field, like there's not a lot of people in our area doing the damn thing. So we will definitely link and shout out, and that'll be fun. I've been Daniel, Seth Harris, Kelsey, and my baby boy Nate. Scream something!
Pontification of accountability.